unfamiliar path with a pulse of its own.
3, 2, 1.
Final Encountercast. Interesting conflicts, not conflicts of interest.
Typical corporate bullshit.
With your hosts, Nate, Robbie, Chris, Nika, and Callie. FinalEncountercast.com.
Ready? Get set? Go!
What's up? Welcome to Final Encountercast. Thank you for joining us live here at twitch.tv/Final Encountercast.
The absolute last cast you will encounter.
That's right.
This week.
Because after you listen to this show,
you die.
No, no other show
like
will ever be able to match up.
How many days do they have?
7 days.
Way to be original.
Thank you for joining us. Final Encountercast is the website, finalencountecast.com. You can follow us on Twitter at FEC Podcast and Facebook.com/Final Encountercast. What? What's so funny? Oh, you're.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate. The framing on that is just really terrible.
Did you do that?
Chris, what did you... No, I did not. I absolutely didn't. Oh, and look what you did. You made me fire the...
Oh, boo.
Oh, boo. Oh.
I'm going to see it in
there you go.
30 seconds if that's good.
It's actually... for doing it blind, I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, no, that's actually really good.
Yeah, that's actually...
now I don't believe you.
That's weird. No, I swear to God, it is. It is. So, I mean, tell me... Guys, tell me if I'm crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, see? I'm going to... There you go. I mean, it's actually remarkably
lined up
okay.
perfectly for if that was a money shot, that would be the money shot.
Guys,
is that good?
Guys, I swear to you, we're a pro podcast. I promise you.
So pro.
We are
come on.
So pro. At least the drops are back.
Yeah.
At least my amazing engineering was able to bring the drops back.
As they randomly started working in the middle of a show.
I know, right? Oh my God. What is... why can't we just have things that work?
Because everyone has to have their unique little like perks and stuff like that, and ours is things always mess up.
Honestly, I swear to God, it is 100% accurate for this show.
Things don't mess up for other podcasts.
No, but
it's so... Yeah.
Every single show, whether it's a TV show, a radio show, a podcast, a movie, everyone has their unique little things. You know, Urkel always had those pants with the suspenders. Will Smith had his hat in the Fresh Prince. We have technical difficulties all the time.
Or cock all the time.
It would help if you could say technical difficulties.
Well, it was a difficulty. It's technical. Okay? It's a technical. It's difficult to be technical.
You mush mouth piece of shit.
I get it from you, Dad.
Shameful.
Welcome to Final Encountercast. Thank you guys for joining us. My name's Nate. I'm joined finally by Robbie on the show again.
Special guest Robbie.
Whoa, no, hold on.
He's made me.
I've made Final Encountercast.
Yeah, that's true. Over
Skype.
You just made them shitty. Is all you did. I'm just saying.
Made them.
Not because your contributions to the conversations were crap. They were, but you also sounded like shit too.
Nika gets away with it every fucking episode.
She has a decent microphone, although Skype does her no favors at all.
Okay, let's get me a microphone. We've talked about getting me a microphone.
I know, we
just
have.
never do.
I know.
Why do you even bother? Living.
I liked it better when you were trying to do them yourself.
So, we didn't really talk about this or work this out.
Shots fired
before the show. But who's reading the news? Because Callie's not here.
I'm reading the news.
Oh, you are.
If Callie's not here,
I'm just
I'm
concerned.
always reading the news.
I'm just concerned.
And even if he's here, I should be reading the news.
God, your voice is so shrill sometimes.
Well, Nika's
Dear
not here.
God.
I'm trying to make up for the womanly nagging. See, I'm carrying everybody's responsibilities today.
Well, you're doing a very good job.
Thank you.
I was just
You
concerned.
sound like a woman.
It was not what was pulled up on your tablet. And I'm just like, how are you going to read the... Okay, well,
this
now
is my
it is.
tablet, so it actually works. Unlike that shitty iTab that we used to have.
iTab?
Whatever the fuck it was.
Leading off our news today.
Shut up. He didn't even do the music yet.
Yes, idiot.
Yeah, you have to ruin the intro. Don't forget about that. All right, let's check out what's going on in the news.
Leading off...
Here to do the news tonight.
And that's the way the news goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt this program to bring you important news.
Here's a story that's out of this world.
Leading off our news for today, multiple sources are reporting that Final Fantasy 15 has been delayed by a few months.
Oh!
The game originally scheduled.
next gen.
The game originally scheduled for release on September 30th will now release on November 29th, according to reported briefings received by GameStop corporate offices.
You gotta be kidding me!
Oh, that is so disappointing for some people, I guess.
At this point, what are they delaying for?
I can't
the game
figure out.
has to be wrapped, right?
So predictable.
Right?
I don't know, man.
I mean, how long does it take to like print up all the stuff that they're going to need and send it out? The game has to be wrapped.
10
You would
fucking
think.
years. 10 years. I mean, it's been in development for over 10 years now. This does not bode well. This does not bode well at all
How
for
come?
15.
How come?
I don't
Because
know.
think of other games that get delayed for long and long and long.
Have they been in production for 10 years, though?
Usually Blizzard games, and they end up being pretty good.
But this is SE.
Yeah.
I blame the Enix. Back when it was Squaresoft, there was no problem.
I mean, look, Blizzard had the foresight and they canceled an entire game in favor of switching to do something new, Overwatch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a phoenix rose from its ashes.
Right, exactly. And I just don't know. Square Enix is not going to do the same things, which is clear by the fact that this used to be Final Fantasy 13 Agito, or whatever the fuck whatever it is.
Aviato.
Or whatever. What was this game? It was part of the.
Wasn't it?
It was the It was part of the Nova Crystallis garbage, and I mean, because Type 0 was so good. I mean, you can only look, dude. You can only rework something so many times, man. I think Suicide Squad is evidence of that.
Well, in other Final Fantasy 15 news, there will be at least 6 DLC packs for the game.
Yes.
Currently, all we have is working titles, including the eloquently named 6th DLC expansion pack. Does this season pass for all 6 will run $25?
I know.
Yay!
Now, when people
That's not its official title.
It's Versus 13. Thank you, Kasumi.
when people purchased this pre-order, did that include the season pass?
I don't probably.
Probably
not.
I would.
Why would not?
I've heard it wasn't. People were losing their shit over that.
Really?
Think that it was.
Yeah.
Wow, that seems.
Paying all that money and don't get the season
Well,
pass.
hold on though. $25 for 6 items. That's not bad, unless some of the DLC packs is like, here, pack number 1, new skins,
Armor.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty concerned about this because, first of all, 6 DLC. That's a lot of. Dude, you're going to the well so many fucking times. It makes me think that this game is going to feel really short when we actually get it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
and then on top of it, they're nickel and diming us for this shit too.
Okay, well, you see, if you watch the movie, then you have more of the story.
Let's compare
the anime.
Let's compare this to someone who does DLC really, really well. All right, let's look at Bethesda and Fallout. Right? Fallout 4 was huge. They came out with 6 DLC total.
Right.
And we have at least 6 DLC.
Yeah, we have 6
and
DLC
it's
out of the
only
gate.
$25. That makes me feel like this DLC, it's going to be skins. It's going to be new armors. It's going to be...
Maybe.
In fact, there was a video that went out that I watched yesterday on what some of the pre-order bonuses are. There were like 4 different cars.
Yeah.
And then the rest were weapons.
Oh,
Lightning weapon.
Good.
Cloud weapon.
The gay bulge.
Gay
Gay
bulge.
Bulge is it is in there.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
that's-
this is gonna be amazing!
And they added an FF14 arena to Dissidia as well.
Oh,
right?
did they?
I think they did.
Praetorium.
That's right.
The Ultima.
The Porta Documenta or whatever that is.
Yeah,
where you fight Ultima.
Where it's going up.
Yeah. That's now a new stage in Dissidia. So
You heard the Final Fantasy 14 song that's in Dissidia? I linked it in the host chat.
you did link it, but I didn't listen to it. Is it?
It's actually really funny. You might not like it because it's got like kind of chorus singing with the thing. It's really weird, but I'm down with it.
What track is it? Is it a track that normally has singing?
It's the Heavens Ward final boss theme.
What? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Took me
Even that tune.
took me until that part to actually get where we were going with that. What singing does it have?
It's not like singing. It's like just like basically what I just did.
Like a vocal chorus. Okay, got it.
Like literally that.
Can you do that more?
Was that the song we were listening to as we get out of your car here?
No.
Because there was like a song that had like a little hymny thing in the back.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Interesting.
a 28 city concert event featuring Game of Thrones music is going on tour in early 2017. From King's Landing to Winterfell, composer Ramin Djawadi.
Djawadi. He comes from Dangraf Wadi.
Raymond Djawadi will take you on a musical experience through Westeros and the
Yikes.
realm.
That was.
Come on, could any of you
little
done
rough.
any better?
No, don't
Okay.
think I could, but it wasn't my job. So,
Following up a story that these jokers covered last week, the collection of Nintendo Power magazines on the Internet Archive has been taken down. After 5 months of availability, Nintendo had the magazines pulled from the site, citing their desire to protect the integrity of their intellectual property. Nobody buys those anymore, right? Does that still
No.
go?
No.
I mean, maybe
feel
like
that-
collectors do.
I
but
feel like
it's-
that was so stupid then.
It really is.
Like that,
That's so not cool.
like that could have been a great resource for all kind of retro related things.
I read the first Nintendo Power episode or magazine
Edition.
edition. There we go.
There you go.
I read it. I was like, oh, this is my childhood.
Did you ever read that one? I mean, it came out.
Yeah.
When was the first issue released? What year was that?
I don't know.
Like 80s, I know that.
But you remember vividly reading that issue
What?
as a kid.
Reading it
as
yeah.
a kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Looking
I
through and
remember-
masturbating at the scantily clad pixel bits.
I remember cutting up the magazine to make. I have a custom Pog maker, and I would cut out the pictures.
And he can
Put 'em on-
he can vividly remember it between all the failed sad birthday parties and lonely sleepover nights that his mom planned for him.
Bro, I'm just gonna
Those are
say
repressed.
I have to
Don't flash back!
I have to wonder how much money you cut up and put onto Pogs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta think.
And you know, I can just picture little Chris. He's like, "Oh, this is the great idea. I'm gonna have the best pogs."
Right?
Let me just say, we
I
should
had Secret of Mana Pogs, man.
Damn.
You had no idea.
Secret of Mana Pogs.
Yeah.
When are you gonna find those? You're not.
You're not, and no one else cared because nobody played Secret.
My
of Mana.
One of a kind.
My best Pog. I had an OJ Slammer.
I had
He was-
Beavis and Butthead slammers.
It had OJ's face on one side, and then on the other side, his face behind bars.
Oh.
Okay, I was gonna say we're talking O.J. Simpson.
Yes, we are talking OJ Simpson. Yeah. Which was I'm just gonna say that was an inappropriate Pog for 1995 when I bought it. You know what I mean? Like, or whenever I bought it. It was like, I don't know how that. And it really didn't even register with me that it would have been appropriate. And I had to find that as an adult and go, oh, I should maybe,
Right.
I should maybe not.
Isn't
I should
it
have
a-
not had this.
Isn't it a
Like,
sad
this is
time we live in?
Like, it's sort of
Inappropriate.
Like, have you ever? I don't know. Have you ever found like a chest of stuff that was your grandfather's?
And it was like Nazi stuff.
Yeah, and like you find some shit in there that's like, oh, that makes me see Grandpa in a totally different light.
Grandpa?
That happened for my childhood.
For
I
yourself?
see myself as a child. I was a racist child apparently.
Very apt pupil.
Wow.
So the tree doesn't stray far from its roots.
What?
I was gonna say the apple doesn't stray far from its roots.
I feel like
He's been doing this all morning long.
I feel like he's doing it on purpose.
We were talking about the Flash, and he was trying to think of the word particle accelerator, and he tried like 7 times just naming off random like sci-fi sounding technologies. It was ridiculous. The scary part was I was trying to think of an actor, and he actually got that one.
Yeah, Zac Efron.
Yeah.
That's okay. Why were you? You know what? Let's just move on. Okay. Just move on.
In our weekly Pokemon Go update, we start off with a brewing controversy over whether Pokemon Go is guilty of redlining, a term used for situations where people are cut off from resources due to racial or ethnic causes. Examination of Pokestop locations showed far fewer locations in non-white neighborhoods, while Pokestops were predetermined based on ingress. The divide is rather jarring.
Yeah, I mean, when you actually look at the data, I mean, I live in a predominantly black neighborhood, and I can tell you, Pokestops are kind of, you have to either drive downtown, which, I mean, you know, it's a diverse area, but you have to drive out of your way, or you would think with the amount of churches around here that there would be way more, there just isn't.
Okay, but on the other side of that coin, you guys might not have a lot of Pokestops, but your Pokemon are outrageous.
No, that is just me here in this like square footage. Like that's not. I don't.
How?
I've been trying. We can save this for the actual segment. Yeah, we can save this for the actual segment. But I feel like you are a bit skeptical of the amazingness that is the Safari Zone.
It's really just the diversity, because the way that you guys were like handing it out was that they're constantly boom, boom, boom. They're everywhere. And they're still spawning about as regular as what they do when I go downtown.
Sure.
It's just a bit more diverse.
Yeah, yeah. And
diversity is the name of the game, bro.
You have a melting pot of Pokemon.
Yeah, we're gonna spend the bulk of the discussion period talking about Pokemon Go. By the way, we will take your calls on Pokemon Go a little bit later in the show. Final Encountercast on Skype, 810-207-1764 if you'd like to call in. We're going to be talking about the update that dropped this past week for Pokemon Go. The changes that brought in. It fixed a lot of the serious complaints that people were having with the nearby list, and even introduced a new beta feature that we're going to be talking about a little bit. So that's going to be coming up a little bit later on. And we're also going to be talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon. It's a very Pokemon-themed episode here today. We're also going to be talking about Pokemon Sun and Moon and the Alolan evolutions, as well as some of the new Pokemon that have been announced for Sun and Moon.
We're pretty butthurt about it.
That's going to be coming up a little bit later on the program.
Well, we do still have a few other Pogo-related headlines, such as some players in New York have implemented a hack that allows them to place eggs into gyms. Since the eggs cannot be battled with, the gyms are rendered unclaimable, allowing these players to amass tons of Poke-Notes, or Poke-Coins.
Yeah.
As a side note, the first players to do this appear to have been Team Instinct.
Ooh,
shame.
Yeah, the doy.
That actually is not surprising.
No, it is to me, because it takes some real ingenuity to do that. I would have thought that this would have had Mystic written all over it.
No, this is Team Instinct. I'm gonna put my Pokemon in the gym. That's an egg. No, it's fine. Here you go. Egg. It's an execute.
Bro, that's my Togepi. I swear it's in the game. I had to move a truck to get it.
You know, they are all about eggs and stuff, so maybe, yeah, that does make a little bit of sense.
Well, this is very exciting, to say the least.
And to those wondering why Niantic is always so quiet about the ongoing problems with Pokemon Go, we have at least a partial explanation. Simply put, the company was not expecting the game to be nearly the success it has been, and the relatively small startup only had one PR person. That individual gave birth 2 days after the game's release and has been on maternity leave.
How does this happen?
No, I'm sorry. I don't care how successful you don't think it's going to be. It's a Pokemon game. It is going to at least be as successful as Ingress is right now.
Yeah. I don't understand. Like, first of all, like you don't you kind of know when you're going to give birth, unless it was like super unexpected. You know,
like a premature.
She'd been hiding it the whole time and doing a really good job.
No. Come on. But if you know, I mean, like, you can. I feel. I mean, if you work in PR, there's got to be an overlap. You don't just send somebody. Don't just send somebody off for maternity leave and then just go, bye. We're just not going to do PR for like the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, as a
during a
business
major
model.
release,
right?
Usually,
4 weeks?
business models have people fill in for
So
people.
generous.
Is that it for maternity leave? Just 4 weeks?
You get like 6 weeks, don't they?
I feel
they should get like 6 months. That's how they get in the EU.
Are you kidding me? There are people I know people who have been back to work after 4 days.
I was gonna say the problem might have been
because they couldn't afford
that they couldn't afford.
Yeah.
It. Yeah.
I mean that's true. That's very real.
Viz Media is set to release an art book featuring the work of Yoshitaka Amano on August 19th. The book, titled Yoshitaka Amano Illustrations, features his work throughout Final Fantasy, Gatchaman, Vampire Hunter D, ooh, I love that movie, and more, and will retail for $19.99 in North America. You can order on Amazon now.
Right now, go.
Yep. We'll wait. We're not going to wait. Square-Enix graphic designer Manabu Daishima passed away last month after losing consciousness while driving with friends. He was known for his work on Squaresoft titles like Chrono Trigger, Secret of Mana, Parasite Eve, and Final Fantasy IX.
News.
I was just thinking of Parasite Eve last night in bed, and I'm like, I wonder if they're going to remake that. They could remake that.
Parasite Eve was a great game.
Yeah.
That's disappointing to hear. That's a bummer.
You know they made a third one?
Did they?
Parasite Eve?
Yeah.
Really? For what?
I don't know. But apparently it was worse than Metroid Other M.
Oh, wow.
It was made for the Game Gear.
So that it just never did it ever come out?
No, it came out.
Oh, it did. Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh my god, I never even heard about
That's
that.
the one with like Aya, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay. With the shooting and the zombies.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
it's been a long time.
In terms of dehumanizing women, it's worse than Other M. So have fun with that.
Kooky says third birthday has.
Yeah, there you go.
Kooky has it on PSP. I had no idea. I thought
I actually only
2
ever,
was the
I
last
actually only ever played the first one. Anyhow.
I didn't actually play that much of the first one. I think I owned it and then I sold it back, but it didn't grab me right away like
Metal
like other
Gear.
I don't know. Well, I was going to say like other Square games had, and it was actually one of the few that I was like, man, I never got into it, but I would love to see a remake because I'd love to have a second shot at it. So
yeah. Microsoft has acquired streaming service Beam, which functions like Twitch with some added interactivity features. The service allows someone with minimal coding experience to customize buttons that viewers can interact with. Microsoft has confirmed that the purchase will not affect the partnership they have going between Twitch and Xbox.
You know, Callie never really stumbled over his words this much during the news.
I know.
We gave you leeway on the first first dozen. But...
Okay, first of all, I think tripping over names doesn't count.
You're tripping over experience.
Okay, so that's one.
Do you not have any experience?
I'm gonna throw something.
Reading the news?
I'm gonna throw something right at your face. You have been warned.
I expect much more from you.
that was nowhere even in the ballpark of his face.
That was a warning shot.
Okay.
Exceptional work.
Ghostbusters is reportedly not likely to see a sequel after disappointing numbers at the box office. The film is facing a $70 million loss after advertising costs are factored in. But that number one only takes into account actual box office sales. Secondary revenues bring the film closer to break even, but still not enough to warrant a sequel.
And that's
See
kind of
that coming.
I mean, yes, there's no way I think that a movie like that gets that much negative press and is able to pull it out of a tailspin to become profitable. I think once it hits DVD, I think it should probably, or Netflix or whatever.
If they're going to give the Fantastic Four movie a sequel, come on.
I mean, Christ almighty, how many Sharknadoes do they have?
That's what they're awesome.
But you got to factor in, like, the advertising, like
oh my god, they spent so much money trying to get people in the door for this.
Trying to basically reverse all the damage that first trailer did.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know,
because all the reviews
it's probably not the worst. You know, that's the thing is that from the people who went and saw the movie, I feel like it was pretty decent.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad movie.
It wasn't Suicide Squad. So
that's the metric now.
So there's that.
No,
Suicide
Suicide Squad actually ain't bad.
No, I haven't.
Okay,
I'm not
you
going
can't-
to.
You can't use it as a metric.
Oh, I
if you haven't
absolutely
seen-
can.
Have you seen Ghostbusters?
No, absolutely. I haven't seen that
Okay,
either.
well, I guess sure you can. So.
It's not
I haven't-
Batman
you know what?
versus Superman.
I haven't seen that either.
Okay, don't see that one.
I haven't seen Deadpool either. I haven't seen Civil War yet either. I know.
The whole reason you caught up on the cinematic universe was to
go see Civil War, and then I couldn't get anyone to go see it with me because I'm a big dumb loser.
Yeah.
Oh, you really stepped in it, mate.
GoldenEye fans.
That's all right. I've got Pokemon to keep me company.
GoldenEye fans rejoice. Over the past 10 years, a dedicated group of fans have created GoldenEye Source, an HD update to the original game. The game is multiplayer only, featuring 25 maps
Oni.
and refined gameplay. Source has been available throughout its development, but received a major update this week and is available for free on PC. Why is it such a big deal? Didn't they do a remake for the Wii?
I think they did. Yeah, I think they did a texture update.
I mean, granted,
maybe
okay,
not for the Wii, but
the Wii. But
I don't remember what it was. But they did. It's probably, you know what the big deal is. I wonder if you're going to be able to play it. Did they say in there? I wasn't listening.
Available for free on the PC.
Well, for
No, it's
free.
unofficial, so it's...
Oh, it's unofficial.
It's a hack.
Yeah, so how long until Nintendo gives them a takedown notice?
That's true. Oh man, if they had built multiplayer like networking, like multiplayer GoldenEye over, a net, that would be awesome. That would be really cool. Except,
who wants to play GoldenEye?
Hang on.
You can play Overwatch.
Hang on, I feel like that game would not translate well without a N64 controller, period. Right? Like that game was really awesome for the N64 controller, but I mean, like, even when it got that console port, I feel like it didn't do that well.
How did you move and aim with one stick?
Oh God, I don't remember.
I can't even remember.
No, you aimed with the stick and
That's right.
The 4 C buttons where you're moving.
I forgot about that. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
It's
terrible.
all bad.
It is.
Oh my gosh.
South Park, the fractured butthole, is taking shots at VR in the way only South Park can. Their latest advertisement shows the Nossalus Rift, a peripheral which will allow you to smell the farts of your main character.
Yes.
I still can't wait for this game.
I actually just got through Stick of Truth. It's so worth it.
It is.
It was so good.
Is this, I mean...
It's actually a continuation of the 3-part Game of Thrones episode.
Right.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, no, I knew that. But, I mean, this peripheral... That's not a real fucking thing.
It's like in the game, right?
It's in the game. Like the kids get it.
I getcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I getcha.
Can I really smell my character's
No. You don't understand. My mom was so convinced that this was going to be a real thing in real life that you put on with goggles. I swear to shit, dude.
And then you punch him in the face.
Why is that so funny?
It's not.
I was
They so wouldn't be expecting it.
expecting it.
Speaking of Nintendo takedowns, after 9 years of development, Pokemon Uranium, a fan-made Pokemon game, has been taken down. While the game was downloaded 1.5 million times, the creators claim they decided to take down the game to respect Nintendo's wishes. They claim they did not receive a cease and desist, but did receive multiple takedown notices.
Takedown notices from where?
Lawyers and stuff, I guess?
Lawyers and stuff.
Well, I feel like at that point, if you've got a lawyer involved, just issue the fucking C&D.
Well, no, I think they were lawyers, came to them and said, hey, Nintendo has cracked down on this shit before, so before you get a cease and desist, you should probably take this down.
Plus, at this point, with 1.5 million people have downloaded it, you know it's going to pop up on
it's on torrents now, so it's out there.
Is it even good?
I think I heard good things.
They add the new nuclear type.
Okay.
I think
Add
my
new
biggest thing is,
Pokemon.
how did they go 9 years without getting a cease and desist already? Like, they must have really kept this under wraps.
Probably. I mean, I've never heard of Pokemon Uranium.
Never heard of it either.
No.
The 2 Pokemon I saw, though, look pretty cool.
They look awful.
Hey,
there's like 150 new ones, and they look like fucking Digimon.
They're better than the ones they've been introducing for Sun and Moon.
I wouldn't go that far.
Look. We'll talk about that in a minute, but look.
Can we never talk about that ever again?
Well, we'll talk about it once, and then we never have to talk about it again.
And talk about what what Robbie just did.
Oh.
It was an impression of that thing. I didn't even know what it's fucking called.
What?
The water starter, the seal thing.
Yeah, okay. I get you.
Poplio?
But whatever his name. Wait, Pops?
What?
Popsleo?
Poplio?
Popsleo.
Poplio?
Nice. Yeah, I just, is it disappointing to anyone else to know that, I mean, because this could have been the next Toby Fox that was working on, Pokemon Uranium. I don't know. I've never seen it or played it. I don't know what its quality is. So, but like, Toby Fox, the creator of Undertale, if you don't know, started as a modder and creating custom games in the Mother
Earthbound.
and Mother, it's
Earthbound series.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like these takedown notices are coming at such a
alarming rate.
I mean, almost as soon as somebody puts something up, it barely gets a chance to penetrate out there.
And what's really sad about that is 9 years of their time could have been dedicated to calling it something different and changing the mechanics around to the point where they could have released it to a market that would thrive on something like this, and we'd have ate it up.
But nobody would have cared.
Yeah, except, no, I don't know that is true. That is, actually...
Nobody cares about Pokemon clones.
Yeah, like, I mean, I know that kids give a shit about Yokai Watch right now, but I mean, like, fucking...
Well, it depends.
Digimon only had probably, I would say, a 25% retention that Pokemon had.
Why did people care about Undertale?
All it takes is Chris, would you like to answer that? Because I didn't actually play it, but...
Undertale was so well received because of probably three factors. The humor that was created with it, the characters were actually not like one-dimensional, and the music was phenomenal.
So writing and music.
And characters.
Okay, well, characters go into writing.
You can write characters.
The point is, that game, just on its face, if you don't know, like, if people don't tell you this is an awesome game, just looking at it once, would you probably pick it up and try it, Chris?
Probably not.
Exactly. But there was something about it that did appeal, right? It just sucks that they put 9 years into a game that isn't going anywhere now. Period.
Well, it sucks for them.
Yeah.
Because it's wasted time on their part.
Well, I mean, even us as consumers, the amount of people out there who are making things like this, and they spend so much time working on things that are IPs, and then it just gets squashed, and that's it. Poof. Either you could have been working on something original, or why aren't the people who actually own the IPs looking into making deals and being like, you know what? Give that to us.
I mean, arguably, I think they got more attention putting out Pokemon Uranium than they would have putting out a Pokemon clone.
Probably.
Of anything, period. I mean, even as like an indie developer, as like a kitsch story, I think they would have had trouble gaining traction. But here they are on the front page of Kotaku because they decided to put Pokemon on there, and they had to take it down
because of that. I mean, maybe
nothing. I don't think anything.
Maybe that works out for them. Maybe they put out a game in 3 years and people remember it and it gets cool. But essentially, it was 9 years for being on the front page of Kotaku.
Mm-hmm.
That just seems like a waste.
We've spent 10 years doing this, and we've never made it on the front page of Kotaku. I just want to point that out.
Yes,
but when we
finally made more money than this guy,
and when we finally do get on the front page of Kotaku, it's not just gonna be like, oh, all right, bye now. They're not going to squash our product and cease and desist us.
Well,
God, I hope they won't.
Let's hope not.
They could.
That's why we have this.
It could happen.
Your arms?
Yeah, my arms. I'm going to carry all of you to glory.
That would be exceptional.
We just going to wait. We out of news. We done.
Yeah, no, that's the end.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Well,
I said, and finally.
Oh. Well, there's generally an end cap that you put on that.
We are exiting
the
news segment.
That's a good one.
And that's the news.
For more information on these and other stories, visit our blog at www.finalencountercast.com.
God damn, anything there would have been appropriate. Even the dumb one can figure it out. Come on, man.
You pointed to Pop when you said that.
That's all right.
You just talk about Skuro.
I'm talking about that half of the room.
Oh, that whole half of the room? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The dumb ones.
Okay, well, see, you're dumber than the dumb ones. Good job, dumbest.
How do you figure that one?
Because I figured it out. Duh. Are you the dumb one too? Should we just encompass the whole room as the dumb one?
2 and 2 is 5.
All right, so we got a little bit of a break from Pokemon Go last week.
We apologize for that.
We're
going back to our roots.
Well, I mean, it just seems like this is there's a lot to talk about here. So let's spend some time talking about Pokemon Go.
Time to go.
This remix being provided by DJ Cutman. Make sure you check him out. SoundCloud.com/DJ Cutman. Specifically, Pokemon Go remix here for you. It's called It's Time to Go. Pokemon Go remix.
In pursuit of victory
and to ensure vindication,
we are the vicious victor.
All others vaudevillian victims and villains.
We wear visages of veterans long past.
Our veracity violently used to vanquish the last.
We remain vigilant.
We stay virtuous.
Kristoff,
Robbie,
Team Valor, Power Unlimited.
And me, Len.
Okay.
You could have said that louder,
Yeah.
Len.
Yeah. That wasn't
Len
said with
Pop.
a whole lot of conviction.
Yeah, Pops Leo.
Yeah, you can be Pops Leo now.
What do you mean? I'm talking now.
Actually, it sounds a little bit like a Pokemon. All right, so last week we saw the dropping of a brand new patch for Pokemon Go. Exciting patch because it fixed a lot of issues that people have been having with the game, especially since the infamous 3-paw glitch.
The biggest problem I had with the game was Pokevision, so I'm glad they fixed that and got that cheater trash out of the game.
Really?
Yeah, out of the system.
Rocket Vision.
The internet.
Really?
Really?
I mean, it did. I mean, I think in the time that since they've shut down sites and services like Pokevision, I mean, you can't deny that the game has been way more stable.
And you know what else, too? I've actually noticed, and it wasn't until last night when we went out, because I think it was the last time that I've been out since they've shut down Pokevision, a lot more people on the streets.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. When you have to, not cheat to find your Pokemon, you have to go out and find them. Like a real Pokemon master would.
You don't say.
Yeah,
I did say.
Except, but at the same time, though, when the nearby tracker was so broken to the point where you had stuff that would pop into your nearby list and then never pop out.
Then just don't rely on it. Just walk around and see what you find.
That is the worst way to encourage people to play this game. And
I'm doing better than Chris is, and that's what I did.
Well, yeah, you stayed into it. I mean, Chris said on the last show that he had almost completely tuned out of Pokemon Go. Did fixing the nearby tracker have anything to do with your enthusiasm for it?
No, but no. I'm more back into it now.
Oh, okay, so why is that? Why is that?
The reason was...
Huh?
Go ahead. You told me something specifically, but I want to hear what you say now.
Oh. I don't remember what I said.
Okay,
before.
Well, keep your dogma consistent.
You'll remember in a minute. I just want to see if I can call you out.
For
being inconsistent now.
Okay. Here we go. Moment of truth.
I'm trying to think.
Moment of truth.
Are you trying to remember?
What? Yeah. What?
Well, I'm trying to think of both things now. That's too much. I can't.
That's not what we're. That's not.
I can't think two things at once.
God damn it.
Remember, that's the dumb side of the room.
Yes.
I can't brain today.
Fair enough.
Why did I get back into it? I don't know. I just started playing it again because, I don't know.
Why?
Maybe you just needed a break.
I just did a break, I guess.
Really?
What he told me, though, was because I was talking about what I had done today, he's like, I haven't really been playing it. And I'm like, why not? Because I think I'm just going to play it when I go to Nate's, because it's not fun here when there's nothing that's popping.
Oh, yeah. That too, yeah.
I'm like, oh, so you don't want to do the work for it. You just want to sit in one place and have them come to you.
Yeah.
After you just criticized him and all the others for using Pokevision because they're lazy and you're supposed to be out and getting stuff, and you don't even want to do it yourself.
Right. But I'm not a cheater either.
I guess at least there's that.
Yeah, you see? Go out and explore the world.
Len.
Yeah.
There's a Growlithe somewhere. Go find it.
Go.
Okay.
They're up all the time around here.
It's the first time that there's a Machop too. You need to find that.
Just walk around until you find these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I guess.
Just
Good
walk
luck.
to the end of the hall and back. If you find it, cool. If you don't, whatever.
All right. So yeah, a lot
Crap out of here.
a lot of really good changes. I mean, specifically the nearby tracker, and they added a beta feature. This is not released on everyone's account. I mean, it's only specific accounts, and I'm not sure.
It's like in San Francisco, I think.
Is that it? It was
actually based on location.
It was done by location. Really, that's interesting.
I was gonna say those Ingress players.
Well, so
Those JPs.
right. So first of all, the change that they made, and this is the biggest for all players across the board,
They put the grass icon behind them.
is
Yeah,
that
it's really exciting.
when things fall off or when things despawn, when they're not there anymore, they fall off the nearby tracker.
That's actually really nice.
That is the biggest quality of life change, because right there, that would drive. I think that's the biggest annoyance of mine, and the thing that will dishearten me the most about playing the game is if there's something that I know is nearby, and this is what Pokevision was great for, because even when you had the 3-paw glitch, Pokevision was a way to be able to confirm that it is actually up, and I'm not walking around my complex searching for this phantom Kabuto that's been on my nearby list for far longer than logic dictates that he should be up.
But when you do finally get a Kabuto or a Kabutops
Or a Weedle.
it's all the more relishing.
Except when before they had fixed the nearby tracker, everything good that I ever got was never on my nearby tracker.
So it was a complete surprise.
It was a fundamentally broken portion of the game, and I totally understand why people flooded the iTunes and Google Play Store giving it 1-star reviews saying, fix your fucking shit.
How could they reasonably be expected to fix their tracker shit if the PR lady was on maternity leave?
Maybe their tracker person was out because his dog was sick. He had to take it to the vet. And they probably only have one.
For 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Is that some kind of excuse? I mean,
I don't know. Is the
egg
pregnant
excuse?
lady an excuse?
that's what I was saying during the actual story. No, it's not a good excuse. It's not a good excuse, especially if your company was spun out of Google. I mean, there are some expectations here. Let's be honest. There are some expectations that that players of this game will have that straight up Niantic did not meet for 2 solid weeks. And I mean, now that at least they cash off your nearby tracker, that is
exceptional.
That helps so much. But this new tracking system that they've put on there is, and this, I guess this is only in beta in certain places, that Pokemon that spawn near Pokestops will be in a separate portion of the tracker. And you can it will, instead of being the grass icon, behind it will pop what the picture would be in the, if you click on the Pokestop.
That's too small, though.
No.
You think so?
No. It brings up, and then if you click on the actual
because I was
Pokemon,
gonna say even
it just takes you there.
I was gonna say even if
it takes
just
you
shows,
there in a GPS, like it looks like a GPS readout of how to get there.
I was gonna say even if it just shows a Pokestop symbol behind it, so you know this is near a Pokestop.
No,
that it'll be enough for me.
It tells you which specific Pokestop it's up near. Now, there's this confirms something for me that I've kind of had suspicion of, that stops have their own spawns that spawn separately from shit that you would find in what would pop in the nearby,
randomly,
right?
Yeah.
So when you're going through a downtown area, you've got, stuff that's force popping because of lures. You've got the stuff that would just normally be there because of stops. And then you've got the stuff that normally
is just
spawns
in that area.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So, because I've driven past stops that will, and it's like right clustered next to it. And gyms will do this too. It'll be like a Hypno and a Pidgey, or a Hypno and a Jinx or something.
4 Hypnos.
You know what I mean? Like, so this to me confirms, since they're on a separate tracking system altogether, that the spawns that hit at Pokestops are different from the ones in the nearby tracker and in the grass that you would just find by walking around. I would love to see the nearby tracker expanded even more, because I just don't understand what Niantic stands to gain by not giving you more information on whether or not you're even going in the right direction. Because right now, currently, all we are doing is trying to triangulate position based on the order that the nearby tracker puts your Pokemon in, now, and that's not always accurate.
You know, there was an early interview with Hank, or whatever, Hank, the president of Niantic, and he said, I mean, I'm sure you've all heard that, they consider what the game is right now to be 10% complete, right? Well, one of the things, you haven't heard that?
No.
What's in the game?
Why did we not have that on the news?
When I don't know when did they make that statement?
It was a while ago now. Yeah.
Why would you not put that in like the news articles?
I think I probably assumed that it was. I mean, I'm sure they probably put the link on there, but yeah. Yeah, because I wasn't here.
It was but it was after release, though.
Oh yes. It was after release, but they said
if someone can provide a link, I'd love to.
What's in the game right now is 10% of what they would like it to be, because obviously they're going to add trading, they want to add player-on-player battles, like all that kind of stuff, right? And the thing that stood out to me most was they want to utilize the augmented reality aspect of the game more. Like right now, there really is no reason except, I guess, to just take pictures and, mess around to actually like look at your Pokemon through your camera.
Sure.
Right? In fact, to me, it's more disorienting to do it that way.
Well, and it sucks a whole shitload of battery, too.
Yes. They want to add things into the game so that you're using that more, and they want to do that through tracking. So if you're tracking a certain type of Pokemon, you hold up your phone and there's, clues or like things around that will take you in the direction of it.
Yeah, and the thing is that there was we saw some of that in the concept trailer when Pokemon Go was first announced, where, you see someone tracking a Pikachu and it's actually giving you a meter readout between you and the Pikachu.
Or maybe little droplings.
Well, and I think that the way that they had initially rolled out the nearby tracker that had the 1, 2, and 3 paws, I thought that was enormously fair. It was a ubiquitous system because you could select something and watch the paws increase or decrease, and that would be a very, very specific way that you could triangulate, and you could triangulate direction as well. And it just is frustrating to me that, because, dude, you roll out that portion of the game and then you take it back and you expect players not to be pissed. Like, of course they're gonna be fucking pissed.
The only thing that bothered me about it was that people got pissed after they took it out. Like, if you're gonna be pissed about this, get like the glitch was doing the exact same thing as not having it in there, right? Like having the 3-paw glitch, not being able to triangulate, and then just taking it out, you still can't triangulate, and people waited till then to get upset about it.
They're still bitching about the 3 paws.
Oh no,
the
3-paw. I think the 3-paw was the biggest complaint from the minute that started.
Yeah,
that was a huge complaint.
Carletta found it
because and thank you. I appreciate that, Carletta. Also, somebody else had linked. Teddy had linked something as well.
Thank you, Teddy and Carletta.
Yes. So. That does check out only 10% of the game. That's interesting. I wonder if they're including other generations of Pokemon in there as a part of that percentage, because I feel like that would make up a pretty significant portion. You know what I mean? But look, it was a fundamentally broken portion of the game. But when it worked, when the nearby tracker did work, I feel like at least I wasn't seeking out resources like Pokevision. It was only after that function of the game broke that it became imperative for people to seek that stuff out, and I think they sought it out in mass. Oh, I did.
We know
because it was frustrating to me to have shit pop all the time on my.
It was so frustrating to have this wealth of Pokemon diversity.
It was terrible having this Weedle pop over here, and I don't know where the Weedle was compared to this other Weedle that was
dude,
popping.
Being at 96 Squirtle candies with a Wartortle.
Oh my god, check your Poke privilege, okay?
Do you know how much you will walk around to try to find that last fucking Squirtle?
Did you get it?
No.
No, you motherfucker.
He didn't get anything.
Boo.
Nothing popped.
Terrible.
Boo.
Yeah.
But look, if you know,
yeah, I understand because I actually tried to find once the 3-paw glitch was broken.
Yeah,
I'm just like, all right, well, fuck it, I'm not even because people were like, oh, well, it's still in the order it is based on where your location is,
right?
Which it wasn't.
No,
the whole thing was just so messed up. I'm like, I'm not even using it anymore.
Yeah.
And there was one day when I got home that a Snorlax popped up on my nearby, right? And since seeing what those Snorlaxes could do, at that point I was like, all right, that's it. Driving like I drove around the block so many times. That was the day that you actually told me about Pokevision, which I knew about it beforehand.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't bother using it. But at that point, like I wanted it.
Yeah.
Did you find it?
I do know. I know the frustration. I know the feeling, right?
Did you find it?
I did not.
Oh.
But when I finally got that Snorlax out of an egg, it was just so much sweeter than if I would have looked it up online and been like, this is where it's at. Drive there. Haha, yep, there he is.
I don't know. I got mine this morning and I was pretty nonplussed about it. And that was 137 for me. So
what about for your Kabutops? How were you for your Kabutops?
Which one?
When you evolved your
when I caught my last Kabuto to evolve my Kabutops, that was a pretty big one. And again, that was one that never popped up on the nearby. That I was actually trying to hunt down an Abra nearby that was on the nearby. That never popped, by the way.
In fact,
and as I'm walking back in the building, the motherfucker spawns behind me, and I'm sitting there. I'm shaking with excitement to be able to catch this motherfucking thing.
Now
nobody shared the moment with me, which was the best part of it. It was a nice private little celebration moment that I got to have in the lobby of my building. Nobody else saw it. Nobody else was around. It was great.
It was all over the wall.
Are you hatching something?
I am.
Hey, show it to show the camera.
Here it comes, guys. Here it comes.
Oh my God! Oh! God damn this shit!
Guys!
Yeah, you got a black screen there, dude.
Oh my God!
I thought you were fucking with me.
Oh shit!
I thought you were.
He hatches a fucking lick-a-tongue on the air.
Oh my God!
Son of a bitch!
I thought you were fucking with me.
Nope.
Oh, that's so good.
God damn! I'm impressed.
So awesome.
High five.
Woo!
High five.
All right, the next person to reply in chat, I'm naming it after you. Oh, Kooky. All right.
All right. There we go.
They didn't even hear that yet.
Wait,
Wow.
no. Just say next person say licky tongue.
All right, next person to say licky tongue because I already have a Kooky.
All right. There you go. That is so goddamn, dude. Wow.
Woo! All right. So what I was trying to ask, now
right.
you actually didn't find very many Kabutos when you were using Pokevision, right?
That's right.
Okay, so let me ask you this because the way that you got your first like Dragonite or whatever.
Heart slot.
Like you found this giant like nest of them using Pokevision, right?
Actually, no. I found out about the nest using the Our Pokemon Go Detroit subreddit. That was where I first was turned on to it, and I think that was way before Pokevision even was a thing. But here's my thing. I confirmed it through Pokevision, so I knew that I wasn't going there and wasting my time. All right, we got egg number 2 hatching. Sigh. So that was a big thing for me, is that I did not want to waste my time in a park that was not going to hit for Dratini's. And the next day, the very next day, because Pokevision was still up, all the Dratini spawns changed to Eevees, and it just happened to be a confluence of luck and information.
Now I feel like because that Dratini spawn was changed, you probably do still have a certain sense of relief or reward that you got that
from the Dragonite.
But my question is, had you caught like 10 Kabutos using Pokevision, would it have been the same as how you felt having to actually really track them all down?
Absolutely.
You think so?
I do.
I don't think so.
I do. Let me tell you where the biggest source of my frustration comes from in this game, because yesterday. Okay, by the way, I want to invite all of our listeners to follow a new Twitter account that I put up. We talked about this on the last episode for a minute, and I sort of threw the suggestion out there, and I actually really like the suggestion to start, because trolling you guys has been great in like our host chat that we have on the Facebook host chat. But I figured, if I'm trolling you guys, dude, this is, I mean, it's so good. Nobody lives in an area like this. Fuck it. All right, this is the Safari Zone, so you guys can follow my Pokemon Go discoveries at Safari Zone Go on Twitter. So please do that.
The Bender Safari Zone.
But honestly, I'm gonna come up with a Bayoba cosplay. Fuck it. I'm gonna host a Safari Zone party here, and I'm gonna dress up as Bayoba, and I'm gonna fucking
invite a bunch of people.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tour them around. If something good pops, come on, we're gonna go.
Take us around a tour and be like, this is where the Abras pop, and
Yes.
over here or yonder around the fence, we see a lot of fire types. Don't be surprised if a Magmar pops out.
This is our Dratini corner. It always hits on Dratini.
Literally.
Yeah, it is. But look, the biggest source of frustration, because yesterday, and you'll see this if you go to Safari Zone.
You've already triggered someone.
Safari Zone Go.
0 to trigger in 60 seconds.
I know, right?
Ash Saber. What the fuck is this shit?
If you go to Safari Zone Go Twitter account, you'll see like one of the most recent ones that I put up there was a wild Kabutops had popped right up on me, like on top of me. I wasn't even doing anything. I was ready to walk out the door at work and went psh, and I'm like, oh my god!
And did you catch it?
No.
Why not?
I didn't.
Oh, you probably didn't want to waste your Pokeballs.
Yeah, Pokeballs are pretty valuable.
To be honest, that is most of the shots that I share. I didn't even throw a ball at it. There's a Rapidash and Golduck.
Well, you can, of course. I mean, being the warden of the Poke Safari Zone, you need to make sure that there are enough wild Pokemon for other people.
Exactly, right.
It's like a drug dealer doesn't smoke his own stash.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Whoops.
But there are a few that I will, try to catch. Kabutops obviously being one of them. It dashed on me after a Raspberry Ultra Ball.
Oh.
Just one. It was heartbreaking, and I was salty about it. But I realized that I wasn't nearly half as salty as the times where I'll get a Kabuto or even something else, like or a Charmander. I'm so close to my Charizard, where a Charmander will come up on my nearby, and I can't get it to pop. If they dash on me, if I get the opportunity to throw a ball at it, I'm good. I'm so solid.
Even if it's just one?
Even if it's just one. I mean, you got salty after the Abra, and it's built-in mechanic. I get it. It is frustrating.
Well, now that I know that it's built in, it's not as bad.
But I've come to at least some kind of resolution on those. It's the ones where I can never get them to pop in the first place, where I just get fucking pissed, and I hold it against the game for like longer than anyone who has that kind of
self-intelligence.
Should reasonably have. It's ridiculous. It should not be. There you go. Lickitung being named after Heart Slot.
It's Heart Slot. Look at that power whip, though. 70? That's
God
not
damn.
bad.
What's its CP? I didn't see that.
CP's at 918, so it's not a big, huge
That's
one.
not bad.
No, I could probably
How many candies did you get with that hatch?
10.
Ooh.
It was only a 5, though. I'm actually surprised it came out of a 5.
It's probably one of the last things that I need from a 5.
Yeah, I thought that would have came out of a 10.
So what does that put your Pokédex at, bro?
That puts my Pokédex at 112, and I think I have like 6 in the barrel right now.
Okay.
Waiting for my next Evolution-a-thon.
Nice. Chris, what are you at? What is your dex at?
I'm at 94 out of 95.
94 out of 95? Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Still haven't broke the 100 yet, huh?
Len, are you even playing at all?
Not anymore.
I mean, I know you downloaded it and tried it for a little bit, but
No, I was
I
probably
think
maybe
gave
at
up.
30.
I think Nika said she's at like 96.
Wow.
Yeah. You can't let Nika beat you.
Yeah, come on
She's
now.
Team Mystic.
Right?
Not for long.
I wonder what Callie's at.
Does
who
anyone
cares?
care?
No.
No.
All right. So I had a couple of clutch catches.
Oh, you make Drea want to quit Pokemon Go.
I had a couple of clutch catches this week, that I wanted to share. So, all right, I'm just gonna gross everyone out. I'm gonna make people cry in the chat room. I evolved my second Blastoise.
Tell them about your Gyarados.
I have
getting there.
4 of them currently. 4?
That's 1,200 candies.
I'm almost on my 5th. The thing is, I caught one of those wild. One of those popped wild. Let's see. I caught a wild Venusaur on my way to work. That was insane. I hatched a Lapras with 22 candies. That was baller.
I got 27 with mine.
Baller.
I need more.
But then, on my way home, fucking another Lapras pops on me. 2026.
And that was in the wild.
With Blizzard. In the wild. One Ultra Ball.
That's the part that gets me.
One Ultra Ball. And then this morning, hatched a Snorlax.
Woo!
Oh my gosh.
Hatched a Snorlax. That puts me at 137 out of 137.
Oh, something I would like to mention, though, is I am currently...
Still don't have that Lickitung. I am a little bit jealous of that.
I am currently 5.1 out of 10 kilometers on my 19th egg.
On your 19th 10K egg?
Yes.
How do you... that's crazy
Nika,
to me.
just got her first 10K
one.
egg.
You know what? It makes me think that she does not clear out her egg inventory as quickly as you do.
People who don't hatch 9 eggs at a time, I don't understand.
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what you're doing either.
Yeah. So, real quick, if you guys developed like a strategy, because I mean, I know that you're probably still in the collecting phase. I'm definitely past the collecting phase. It's very specific for me now. I'm very much into the gym battling.
I'm not. I feel like there isn't enough incentive to do gyms, and I feel like you're like one person fighting a gym can take it down quicker than 6 people training a gym can.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like there's much incentive behind it. So even after I'm done with the collection phase, I think at that point I'm just still going to be collecting and just trying to get Pokemon with higher CPs.
Yeah.
But so really my strategy is all in eggs. Like I feel like eggs, maybe Team Instinct has something right, but your focus, no matter what you're doing, should be in eggs, okay? Because first of all, that's where you're going to get a lot of the rarer Pokemon. And regardless of where you're at and what Pokemon spawn, you can get anything out of an egg, and they give you so much Stardust.
You just don't know what to expect.
Wait, eggs give you Stardust?
Yeah.
I actually did not know that.
Whenever I hatch a 2K egg, for example, I always get 700, 800 Stardust with it. And obviously, the bigger the egg, the more Stardust. I'll try it. I have another 5K that's going to pop at any point here, and I'll let you know how much Stardust I get
that's
out of it.
weird. I've never noticed that. Never noticed that. And that's, you know what? That's adorable. Wub. They're he's saying that
2151
2159 Dragonite.
Honey,
really?
Hold on. What level trainer are you? Because that might actually be pretty impressive depending on his trainer level.
Yeah, that's a good question. What trainer level are you, Robbie?
I will be 26 by tonight.
What? I overtook you?
What level are you?
Bro, I hit 27 last night.
Wow. Yeah, after I did
Holy
a recent
shit.
Evolvathon, dude,
you
I
were
took
2 levels above me.
I took like a week off of leveling.
Damn.
Because I'm just like, oh my god, all that evolving, I'm like, I'm done for a minute. So congrats.
God damn, dude.
There's
wow,
a
that's
Magneton
crazy.
that spawned.
Yeah, there's a Magneton somewhere. I'm gonna evolve one anyway. So
yeah, I'm not really.
I'm gonna try to.
I got so many of those. Chris, how about you? What is damn it, I just lost my fucking
What's my strategy?
Yeah, what's your strategy? There you go. Are you doing gyms at all?
Not really.
I mean, you said you were playing less, but you're a little bit more plugged into it now.
Yeah, basically I only play like hardcore when I'm here at the Poke Safari Zone.
Right.
When I'm working, sometimes I'll keep the app open so I can try to get a little bit of walking done.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I just kind of tune out from the game until Sundays.
Really?
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
And I try to keep our home gym down.
Yeah, we try to keep the West Court Street gym.
So you try to hold one gym, like I feel like I have a lot of pride that I've been able to do 2 10 defender bonuses. Like that to me,
that's a lot. That's real
see
good.
if I
and
feel
it's so much Stardust. Oh my god!
If I feel like I could hold 10, I would.
Yeah.
But because where we are, like it's so difficult.
This is what I'm saying in terms of strategy, right? Like I feel I've developed a.
Okay. Yes, Ari. Hi.
Okay.
Jeez.
Gosh. Damn. I feel like I've developed a strategy for gyms, right? If I know I'm going to be somewhere for a while, I will try to train up a gym. Level 4 or level 5, that I can usually do on my own. It's nice to have somebody there with you to try to train it up, but I can usually do that on my own. And then I'll either try to lay down, like, if there's something truly impressive in there, I'll actually go a little bit more strategic and go, okay, well, what, like, if I'm going to be placing the 5th out of the 6th, right? Like, what can I put in there that's going to hit hard?
It's going to throw a wrench in whoever's...
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
If there's 6 Vaporeon in there already, throw a whatever it's called, a Executor.
Well, I mean, a good example. A lot of people. There's been a lot of discussion this past week about Chansey, right? Because Chansey, whenever you catch them, they're very low.
I hatched one today, and
low
she was
CP.
like 390.
Yeah, very low. That's actually higher.
That's really good.
That's really good.
Is it?
Look at its HP. Go look at it at its HP right now.
Because I had another one that was just like 4 CP underneath it, and I candied it.
Yeah. But go look at its...
I'm going.
Yeah.
Go look.
I'm going.
Because
Hurry.
Chansey has some of the best HP in the game. My Chansey has more HP than my Snorlax.
307.
307? God
What is
damn.
my Snorlax? Wow.
Dude, 307 is insane. Now, there's a lot of people who are saying now, like, look, the quality of its HP isn't as good. And they're right. The quality of its HP is not going to be quite as good as maybe a Magneton's, because a Magneton actually has a bit more defensiveness and a bit more resistance because of the higher CP that you can push it to. Here's the thing. If you come across a level 8 or a level 9 gym, 9 or 10, and you can put a fucking Chansey in there, that gym will never go anywhere.
She's going to be at the bottom of it.
You got it. And people are going to burn through, even if it doesn't take out one Pokemon there, like, it'll take out enough HP and waste people's time. That's the key factor. It will waste people's time because they've got to sit there and whittle down that HP. You'll never see it leave.
Remember, gym battles are timed, and if you run out of time, you get kicked out.
That too.
You know what? Chansey at the bottom, Snorlax at the top.
Bro.
If I came across a gym like that, I'd be like, fuck this.
There's a lot of times when I come across a level 8 or a level 9 gym, and I'm just like, fuck it, I don't have the time for this. Or if I try, come across an 8 or 9 gym that I'd like to place something in, I've got to make 20 minutes to be able to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes some time.
How do you have the potions for all that?
Max potions, brah.
No, here's my strategy for potions. I have 800 inventory, so I just...
Oh, okay, done.
No, but the lower drop rate on potions, you can kind of account for that by throwing out Pokeballs and then just going to more stops. It's a really counterintuitive, but the option is either you increase your inventory space or you decrease space elsewhere, and that means ditching balls.
I do that, but I just don't get very many. We drove for an hour, and I got maybe 6 super potions.
He was having bad luck because I do what you do with Pokeballs. I throw out Pokeballs for more great balls.
For more great and ultras.
Yes.
Yep, I do the same thing. I've been doing the exact same thing. I'll be at 326 Pokeballs, and I'll be like, all right, clear out 100 of them, because I'm just if I know I'm going somewhere, just hit all those fucking stops, man. So I'm actually pretty good on potions and revives. My inventory is hit on ultras. I can't get ultras for shit.
Yeah, I had 0 ultras yesterday when we went hunting, and I ended up with 12.
I'm up to 70.
I got 200 Pokeballs.
I was actually at over 100 Ultra one time.
I feel like did you let those build up from leveling though?
Kind of. Kind of, because when I got my first installment of 20, I don't think I ever used them. I only ever use my Ultra Balls when I really want something.
Yeah. I'm actually down now because I'm so close to the end of the decks. I'm down to Weezing, Lickitung, Porygon, Charmanders. I mean, those
Porygon's going to be that last one for us.
It might be.
I think so. Charizard will be mine. Fucking Charmanders.
Well, curious. I'm curious. What is your white whale? Have you gotten your white whale? What is the Pokemon that is most important to you? From a personal level.
Scyther was always my favorite.
Okay, then that you probably got that pretty quickly.
I hatched him pretty early on, though.
Yeah.
And then it became Snorlax, and I got him.
Got it.
It's probably going to be Charizard. If I had to name a white whale, it's Charizard because he was my starter. He was my favorite starter.
Yeah.
Besides Piplup, he is my favorite starter overall.
Yeah.
And I have never, until here, even seen one in the nearby.
Gotcha. I mean, everyone knows that mine was Kabutops.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I finished mine off a couple of weeks ago, and that I thought I would actually tune out of the game. I thought I was done by that point, and I'm definitely not. Chris, what is your white whale? What is your favorite Pokemon? I mean, not just Gen 1, but all time favorite Pokemon, because you're way more invested in the series than I ever was.
Gosh, all time favorite Pokemon.
Yep.
I would probably say Sandile. I think it's a Gen 5, I think.
Really?
Maybe Gen 6.
Why? He's so lame.
Okay, well, not Sandile, but like this evolved form, Croca.
He's still so stupid looking.
He's got shades, ground type and dark type. I love ground types.
Bro, he's got shades.
Come on, shades, man.
So you've got a while to wait before that gets put in.
I mean, and Gen 1...
Did you play... You played Gen 1 as a kid, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Blastoise was my starter, and he wrecked everything with super awesome combo, Surf, Hydro Pump, Mega Punch, and Mega Kick.
Ooh.
Oh, you know what you guys should definitely be doing, though? Whenever you catch a Grimer or see a Grimer, you should be sharing it on Facebook with Bun, with Visenya.
Oh,
she likes Grimer?
Is it only Grimer...
Grimer Muck, yeah.
Okay.
In fact, if you did Muck, that'd really set her off because that was like her ride or die Pokemon in her original game.
Let me tell you about my Muck story.
All right, let's hear a Muck story.
It's not really that good. It just popped one day and it was 1400 right off the rip. 2 Pokeballs in my collection.
Any raspberries?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. It was so long ago, and
I don't even think she's seen one yet because people are constantly posting these pictures to her Facebook, and she gets mad. And I feel like once she gets one, like the world is gonna know.
Yeah, right. Well, sort of. I mean, like, can I tell you what motivated me for a long time to? Before I got my Kabutops, I was really genuinely like. Not nervous, but I was like, man, fucking Robbie or Chris is going to get one of these, and they're never going to let me live it down ever. And it ended up being like you.
It was close.
Yeah, because you caught
this week.
Yes.
I went on a delivery. I do pizza, and I was just waiting at the docks outside of a GM factory, and another driver showed up. He's like, "Hey, you play Pokemon Go?" I'm like, I was just standing there. Yeah. He's like, "There's like a Kabutops right here." I'm like, what? He's like, there's a Kabutops just spawned right here. I'm like,
damn.
Oh my god! So I like flip out my phone, like frantically finding it, and I threw like I think 3 Ultra Balls and then all raspberry and then a raspberry Great Ball, and I caught it.
Nice.
So excited.
What was it, CP?
That's like 12 something. It's not the highest, and it's not like
I thought it was under.
Maybe it was 525.
Yeah,
I think it's 525.
Because if you mine's 12 something, and if you had gotten anywhere close to mine, I probably would have been a lot more pissed about it.
You know what I told Chris after.
I still haven't even seen a Kabuto
after the big Pokevision thing and how they took it down. I told Chris because I was totally against using it because to me, what makes this fun for me, Pokevision takes out of it. So I told him the only reason I would ever use Pokevision is to get a Kabutops before Nate.
Yeah.
And I would believe that. I would absolutely believe that. I would absolutely believe that. So I mean, I feel like I've actually developed a bit of a strategy for the way that I
take your gyms.
And just play the game overall. Because you've now seen the efficacy of Safari Zone. So what I do is when I leave, I just hit stops as often as I can, get as many items, come back here as fully loaded as I can, and then what is really interesting to me is how compulsive it is to have it up and watching for things all the time. I'm sure And in your neighborhood, it's different because it feels like, okay, Weedle Pidgey,
But
Weedle Pidgey.
Robbie still has it open all the time.
Because my strategy is I go downtown.
Yeah.
Now, anything that would normally spawn at our house, I don't worry about catching. Pidgeys, Widgels, Drowsies, whatever. All right? Because otherwise it's counterintuitive to getting balls.
Right.
I'm there to get balls.
Get balls and fuck men, and he's all out of balls.
So yeah, I'm there to get those, and if something spawns that I actually need, then obviously I catch it, right? But the main issue I'm there for, the main thing, is to fill back up on my eggs. So then when I'm home or when I'm at work, I put my tablet in the back and I have it on, and every half an hour I go back there to make sure it doesn't go to sleep.
Yeah.
So that I'm hatching my eggs.
Yeah. Well, because the GPS drift is
amazing.
It really is. Depending on your hardware, whatever hardware you have. I think it also has something to do with altitude too, because I've noticed
what's around you. Because if I'm out on the floor of the store, doesn't move at all. In fact, if I am walking around, I feel like it stays still. But if I go into the back room where higher ceiling, there's like brick walls all over the place, and like a lot of interference from the electrical stuff,
lead paint,
that's where it gets like he's going crazy and running all over the place. And
Interesting.
And the app's even like, whoa, you're going too fast. I'm like, I'm a passenger.
Oh my god, that is the worst dialogue ever. Because it doesn't even do anything. It serves as an irritant.
You know what? This is a direct response to that Republican letter saying,
I was gonna say,
what are you going to do about the data usage?
Oh my god.
All that is another way for them to cover their ass.
That's true.
No, there's no way anyone could win a
right.
lawsuit against them.
You're absolutely right.
I mean, that's 3 warnings that you get now before you can even play the game.
That is very true. How do you guys spend your Pokecoins?
Incubators. Period.
Yeah?
Incubators.
Because I had found...
how many eggs do you have hatched? I'm curious, both of you.
What do you mean?
You can see how many eggs you've hatched. Go into your
really?
character thing. It's one of the achievements.
It's a medal.
It's called Breeder.
Oh, okay. Let me see here. It's probably one of my lower ones.
Well, I'm not much of a breeder, but I'm definitely a mater.
How far down is it?
It's second row.
Yeah, that's... Okay.
70.
187.
Fuck.
245.
Damn!
How many evolves do you have? It's scientist. It's right there in the corner, first row. Because I bet that's 75? A lot higher.
Mine, 369.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
361.
Whoa!
And you're so much higher than I am in level. Where do you...
Probably because my dex is so much fuller, maybe?
Maybe you just catch a lot more because more stuff spawns. I've caught 1,890.
Are you monotonous about using that XP egg?
No. Are you? Dude, I can't afford XP eggs with the amount of incubators I buy. I use XP eggs when I evolve.
That's it.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I was going to say, if you're not using a lucky egg to evolve, you're playing this game wrong.
I thought you meant just like when you're out catching it.
No. I don't use lucky eggs when I'm out either.
Yeah.
I just use them when
for
I
the
evolve.
evolvathons. Yep. And I usually wait for like anywhere from 40 to 60.
Interesting. That is weird how
that you have such a huge gap.
How close are you? Oh my god.
I mean,
I have an entire level on you. Although that doesn't seem to make sense because you should get the same XP per evolution.
Yeah, and even if you count all the ones that you've evolved, you have maybe 20 more than me, so it's only 500 times 20. What would that be? Math it.
100K.
You know what?
No, I don't think that's right.
I think I probably throw out just way more Pokeballs than you do.
That's very possible. You can look and see how many you've actually caught. It's collector. It's one right next to scientist.
Oh, you don't even want to know that number?
That might shed a lot of light. You probably have a gold already.
Oh my god. Don't even. 3,505.
There you go. That's almost double.
Yeah.
I'm at 1,891.
Because
that's where it comes from.
But again, I mean, it's funny because, like Voltorbs to me are like what Pidgeys are to you.
I've noticed that.
I catch them for XP fodder. That's it. And the thing is I probably wouldn't even do that if I didn't need the fucking Stardust.
You know what?
The Stardust is my bottleneck at the moment.
I know why our evolutions are so close is because you don't have access to so many Weedles or Pidgeys.
That's right.
You don't have a 12 candy evolution.
That's right. I'm hitting 50s and 25s like crazy.
See, I bet if I really tried, I could catch up.
Maybe. In XP?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
If I really tried, I could mustard.
Just let him sit on that one for a minute.
Just let that take all of the air out of the room.
Ari is saying, Chris, I understand nerdy talk bores you, but you have to make an effort.
God damn. Seriously.
Are you nerds done?
Try a little bit.
You know what? I just think he's upset. First with Triple Triad, the card master of us.
It's barely a card game.
And now it's barely a card game. Now the Pokemon master is being outclassed by everyone.
But it's barely a Pokemon game.
But is that right?
Can you give me the butthurt drop, please?
We're waiting.
I don't get it.
Look, I don't understand how you're so demotivated on this. The only thing that I can come up with, Slowbro is somewhere around here. The only thing I can come up with, dude, is the fact that I'm beating you is such a demotivator.
Here's the thing.
It's barely a game.
I've been here now, and I don't get the feeling, there's so much here that I don't want to go home. In fact, knowing that he had such a great Safari Zone here, it actually made me want to try harder to catch up with him and beat him, just to say, look, I did the exact same thing with a fourth of the resources that you had.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Slowbro is right there.
Yeah, he's right there.
I thought you meant he was just on the radar.
No, he's right there, bro.
Oh, Slowbro?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab him.
There you go. Slowbro just hanging out in Safari Zone. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot this. Again, follow me in Safari Zone. Go.
Ooh, it Ekans.
Yay. See, again, I'm not even gonna waste the balls trying to get him. You know my strongest Slowbro is in the 1700s. That's how many of them I've fucking evolved.
Nice.
It's ridiculous. I'm starting to throw away.
I'm actually technically throwing away 500 XP right here.
I am. Well, actually, yeah, that's a good point. But
I got that Magneton too.
Yeah.
Fine. Fuck you. I don't want you then.
I've been ignoring a lot of these evolves that spawn because it's a waste of balls, man.
You know what? I have a question for you.
Yeah?
This is something that me and Chris kind of discussed a little bit. Fuck you too, Ekans. If you could add anything to the game right now, what would it be?
That's a good question.
This is what mine would be.
Okay.
I would make it so that based on the evolutionary stage, if you're like a Slowbro, for example,
right.
that's stage 2.
Right.
You drop one more candy, or
right.
you're worth one more candy when you turn it in, let's say.
Yeah.
And you give 100 more XP and Stardust.
Absolutely. I think that needed to be done day one. I mean,
because there is, you're right, zero reason. You actually have more factors going against you for catching things that are evolved states because
Absolutely.
they're harder to catch.
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
no, I have to catch them.
And then he's just gonna sit there and tease you. And that's the thing though, is that there isn't a good reason, there isn't an additional incentive to waste the balls and the resources on trying to catch an evolved if you already have it. Mm-hmm. So you're right. I would like to see that. Just a small fundamental change. You're right. To just get what?
My battery's dying.
Oh no. To just get to get more.
That's my Seeking.
To get more.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Candies.
Penises. Oh.
Candies from trading evolved.
Trading penis.
Really?
To your.
Really?
Penis.
Really?
Penis.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
If I could change one thing,
yes,
I just want there to be more Pokemon. Add more generations. I know it's still technically early in its infancy of the game, but that's my most enjoyment is out of this game is going around and finding new Pokemon, or even just uncommon Pokemon, which is why I like coming down here so much because. Oh, there's this horsey. I don't see them very often.
How come you guys? Do you guys ever go and sit at a lured stop? Or
yeah, I do. Yeah. In fact, there's a park where you can sit down on one of 3 picnic tables, and you are within 3 lures that are constantly lured up.
Yep. There's a place on Belle Isle that's like that as well. Again, and actually, shout out to my buddy Nate, who I usually go over and hang out there with, who called me during the show earlier.
Hey, Pops.
So.
I need you to go plug my shit in.
New request. Don't go find a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got a Magmar in there, bro.
That is true. You did get your Magmar
Yeah,
today.
there's a Magmar. You didn't have one before?
No, that was my first one.
Oh wow.
But I mean, I feel like, at least with me, it's actually kind of hard to justify going out and sitting at a stop because around here is so jumping, and I feel
Plus, why sit at when you're sitting at a stop? You're not getting kilometers on your eggs.
That's true too.
That's what I can't stand. When people just want to go and sit at a stop, I'm like, or we could walk up and down, and we'd still pass these as we come back. And it's not like things only spawn every so often anyway.
They spawn once every 5 minutes, and they're up for 3.
And that's how long it takes you to go. You walk.
I'm sorry. Actually, I think if it's lured, they're up for 5. If they just spawn at the stop, like we were talking about earlier, I think it's just 3.
Just walk. Just stand up and walk, fatty. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, but walking's hard.
We went one night after he got done working.
Oh my god!
And he goes to get out of the car, and he goes, nope, get back in. We'll drive. And we just drove around getting the stops.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, I feel so much better in terms of my health since playing.
My mental health.
Yeah, dude.
Just getting out there and walking around
and talking to people. I mean, it really does. You know what it's like, and I don't know. I'm not sure if I made this analogy on the show once or not, but I definitely didn't make it to you, Robbie. But it's like a con in your pocket. It's like a convention in your pocket.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. At a convention, you have the common context of whatever that person is dressed up as to go and act as your icebreaker. If someone's dressed up as Harley, you go, oh my God, I love that Harley cosplay that you're doing. Like, how much do you love the character? Did you see Suicide Squad? You automatically have a list of like boom, 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 boom. 5 things, common things that you wouldn't know that you have in common with that person. Same thing with Pokemon Go. If you find someone playing Pokemon Go, I mean, it's like, icebreaker, dude. What's your Pokédex at? What's your best catch? There's like a million questions.
I've had an opposite reaction. Now, while I do love it and I do like getting out, and if I haven't been out for a few days playing it, I start to feel, like crappy, right? So it is helping me feel better, but it's also made me realize that when I'm just out and about by myself, that my anxiety is a lot worse than I thought it is. I will not talk to people.
Really?
Like, I'll just walk and play. If someone talks to me, that's great. That's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I know it's as simple as saying, "Oh, did you catch anything good?" or "What's your highest CP?" Like, it's so easy.
I don't do that. I don't do that either. But I mean, if somebody talks to me, and I find that actually happens quite a bit playing Pokemon Go. But if somebody talks to me, it's incredibly refreshing. Even if it's someone who is, they're asking about the game, they're not playing it, but they're just asking, what are you doing?
I think one of my favorite things that I've saw now is a dad with like 4 boys, and they're like running down the street because an Electabuzz had popped and everyone's going crazy, and they're like, "Dad, where is it? Where is it?" And they're just like running, and he's just like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
It was so cool.
One of the best.
You tell him where it was?
No, they were going in the right direction.
One of the best experiences that I had was I went up I walked up to claim a gym, and there was a lady who was sitting. It was actually a police station, and there was a lady who was sitting on a park bench, and she had a whole bunch of books around her, and to be able to trigger the gym, to get close enough to the gym, it was basically right there. So she looked at me and she goes, "Excuse me, are you playing Pokemon Go?" I said, "Yeah, I am." She goes, "Can I ask you a few questions? I have some concerns about your generation." And I said, "Sure." And I put the phone away. You okay over there, Chris? I put the phone away. Turns out she was, she's an activist and an author, and she was out there writing something for, something that she was going to put in a book, and and I talked to her for a good 40 minutes about,
our generation,
not just our generation, but I mean just like anything and everything.
What were some of her concerns?
That we're too dependent on digital technology, and that it's diluting our generation's ability to engage with reality, which is an understandable concern.
Fair enough.
It's an understandable concern.
Our reality.
Absolutely. But the thing that I told her is, I was like, look, you have to look at the way that it's disrupting habits. We can't take the technology genie and put it back in the bottle. It's not a Pandora's box that we can seal. We can't take technology away from people, at least not willingly. They won't give it up, right? It has to. If we were to give up technology overnight, it would have to be because of something like an EMP going off.
Solar flare knocks out everything.
Exactly. Right? So you can't bottle that genie back up. all you can do is try to affect people's behavior with more technology. I feel
such as Pokemon Go.
Such as Pokemon Go, because what was my old habit that I would do after leaving work? I would get in my car and I would drive as fast as I could and get home as fast as I could, and I would stare at my computer screen for as long as my eyelids would remain open.
Ditto.
Where?
No.
Hey, you're lying!
I trolled some of my friends so hard. The first people I went out and was hanging out with, I didn't even realize I was doing it, but they were saying stuff, and I said ditto. And there's every people around us freaked out.
I'm sure, man. You can't say that in a Pokemon Go discussion,
right?
lightly. Okay.
Same.
Sorry, not sorry.
But I think that's enormously true. And the thing is that now because of Pokemon Go, it has disrupted my habits so much. I'm out walking. I'm out. Driving to different areas. Really? How did
the reason that Nika got ahead of me in the streaming bonus was because that first week I wasn't streaming because I was out playing Pokemon Go so much.
Oh, wow.
Shameful.
Look at
it's
that.
all right. I got it back.
Shameful.
But
learned my lesson.
Did you cancel your gym membership?
I did.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I canceled my gym membership because if I'm gonna go work out, I'm just gonna go walk around and play Pokemon Go. And if you're on a treadmill,
it doesn't count.
You're not getting steps, bro.
Nope, you're sure not. You sure not. So yeah, I don't know. I'm endlessly fascinated by this game. If I could add anything at this point to the game, to get back to your original question, Robbie, I think I would change the battle system entirely.
Yeah, that needs to happen.
I would actually take it back to this exact same system that we've always had for Pokemon.
Even for going out and catching Pokemon?
No, I actually think that that's fine.
Or just for gym battling them?
I think it would be cool. You know what? I think it would be cool if we had the option to battle down harder. If you get if that, let's say that Slowbro that popped was 11 something, right? And you're like, I just want the candy. I don't even want to waste the balls. If you could take one of your Pokemon from your front line and battle it down to either a lower CP or an easier catch rate, that would be cool, but I don't expect that to happen. I think the catching mini game that they have in there is good enough. They don't really need to fuck with that.
Now, in the same interview that mentioned the 10% thing, they do want to be able to put in the ability to challenge other trainers, and they've said that is going to be more akin to the old school Pokemon battling than it is now.
And that's the thing, is that the way that gym battles work now, I have a really hard time seeing how that would translate to player versus player battles. Because one of the things that I've noticed is that it's not a very good battling system, because you'll have Pokemon that sit there at 1 HP and they don't die, or
that's just lag,
or a not very effective move hit me for half my HP.
That's what I'm saying, though, is that because of the lag, it doesn't make sense that there is a real-time battling system in there at all. It's based off of taps, and if your fucking connection goes down, you stop. Your Pokemon just stops, or even worse, you get errored out of that gym for the next 25 minutes. So instead of doing it in real time, why not just have a command structure that's a single line of code that you have to send back and forth?
I haven't had that glitch happen since 2 updates ago.
Yeah, the only gym glitch I've recently ran into is where it's go.
That too, but it's
go.
That's also lag, because it's. And here's the crazy thing, because right now we're experiencing battles purely against the server. Our connection with the server should be rock solid. It should be rock fucking solid, but there are things you can't account for. There are data drops in your cell data coverage. There is lag on your data line, depending on what service you have. You have different connection rates based on different services, right? So let's say I'm battling Chris, who's got AT&T, I've got Verizon, I've got a better connection rate than he does. How how does the system sort out the connection burps that will inevitably happen? Right now, it sort of I feel like it compensates where, like, if there's a Pokemon that will stick at 1 HP for a minute, whenever the next Pokemon comes out, the amount of damage I've done to that one gets translated onto the other one. Similarly, like, I'll get HP back if it's been up too long. So the system kind of compensates for it for the gym. But again, that's just against the server. How do you do that in real time, player versus player? You can't. You can't. It's got to be a command line structure, and it's got to be turn-based. That way, if somebody disconnects or errors out or something like that, the system can properly compensate for it, or it can just wait for the next command line to come in.
Yeah, I really feel like battling in Pokemon moves in general are just really simplistic now. I hate that. Now you want the highest attack power.
Yes.
The end.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like typing should probably
take more of a role.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, I was using a Victory Bell against a Vaporeon, and it used Aqua Tail and knocked off half of my HP, and I had more CP than it did.
Yeah. It's that kind of stuff that bothers me about the system. And I don't understand.
We should add is if you want to nickname something, you should have to go to one dude, and you should only be able to change the name once.
Everyone has to go to one spot on the Earth to be able to do it.
The name raider. Well, okay, maybe we can have one like per continent.
No, that's Care Bear.
So, all right. Before we get into the Alolan versions of,
we still have to talk about that.
We still have to get into that.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get to that.
Niantic recently issued some ban waves going out to developers of third-party apps, avid users of third-party apps.
Good.
It's been extremely aggressive on Niantic's part. I mean, it's sort of mirrors a little bit what Blizzard has been doing.
Blizzard's the Blizzard approach. I like it.
Yeah, Blizzard has been also slash and burn. We have no...
You know what I think they should do? They should make this game pay to play. Like, you have to pay to get into the game, so that way
I was gonna say,
once you get banned, you're gone.
Some people
you can just make a new account, you know?
Some people are already paying to play.
That's true. Huh?
Not the fucking botters.
I mean, verifying the accounts, stuff like that. But yeah, there really doesn't seem to be a huge, like, even if you get banned, you can just start another account automatically.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't stop it unless you make it behind a paywall.
Right. Well,
$40 to play Pokemon Go.
Niantic, goddamn, Niantic has posted an appeal page for anyone who feels like they may have received a ban in error, and also sent out cease and desist letters to third-party Pokemon Go app developers, and which is in the whole, I think, a pretty good thing, is there were a lot of sketchy apps out there that would promise to deliver some kind of service, and then they would just strip your phone of any personal information and just send it right back to whoever made the thing in the first place. So I'm glad that Niantic is being active about that, because there were so fucking many of them, and it was pretty clear after they removed it that stuff like Pokevision and these scrapers that were out there were actively actually harming the experience for a lot of other players, and that's sort of where I drew the line. Once they shut it down, and I saw the improvement, the massive improvement in the way that the game performed for everybody, it really galvanized the whole thing, and went, all right, well, that was the right call. And then I think it was probably short-sighted on Niantic's part to not be quicker with that nearby rollout. That they dragged their feet a little bit too long on. But now that we have it, it's I mean, the game is vastly improved in the last week, so that's actually really, really positive. So that's basically what I would change the battling, and I would do that because of the problems implementing 1v1 battles I see having. Yeah. And I would love to see. I want that, and I want trades right now. I've got shit like on my back burner to trade you guys. Like, I've got ridiculous trades
You
lined
holding
up.
on to those 10 CPs for Chris?
Nope.
Why not?
Nope.
Why?
Because that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard
This
of.
is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. Whenever you see something, if you're not going to catch it, check to see if it's a 10 CP so you can screenshot it and send it. That will troll him.
Okay.
Like, because when you put up these things like a Rapidash and Ninetales, like, it's cool and stuff, but I don't care. Because I'm gonna get it.
You don't?
I'm gonna get it eventually. No.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Really?
I really
There's
don't.
not one that would really, like, just irk the shit out
At
of you.
this point, no. It
Charizard.
might have been a Snorlax, but no,
Okay.
because I know I'm gonna get it eventually.
Okay.
But the 10 CP thing, that's gonna get him. In fact, watch. I want to try something.
Okay. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, he's just gonna transfer a Voltorb that he has.
Oh, I see.
You don't have to do it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna do it though.
Okay, well, go away then.
But I want you to see it.
Go away.
He also wants you to smell his breath, too.
It's terrible. Go away.
It's taking too long to load.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right. So I think that does it for our Pokemon Go discussion. But before we wrap up the show, we've got another 15 minutes. Let's talk about the Alolan versions of some of these Gen 1 Pokemon.
Aloha.
No, Alolan. Alolan.
You dumb dick.
Aloha.
Let's talk about it because they have, we've known that Gen 1 Pokemon were going to get a rework in Sun and Moon.
Can you do a capture and capture the column where it's showing the pictures? And,
Well, I've actually got the whole thing right here.
Oh, okay, that works too then.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's prepared.
I know. That's what I spent 10 minutes before the show doing.
Oh, I thought you were jacking off again.
No. Why would I do that in here in front of everyone? In front of God and everyone.
Do you not?
Only when no one's here and the cameras are off, and I do it right where you're sitting.
Well, I've been jerking. I've jerked off 3 times already.
No, you haven't.
All right,
Haven't I?
so how are we gonna do this?
Phantom jerking off.
Are we gonna give each one a yay or a nay?
So I feel like a lot of these, especially the Gen 1s, seeing
They're all
ice,
terrible.
they're ice versions.
Okay,
a lot of them.
so basically, I get the idea is that because these Pokemon are in such a different location or climate that they evolve differently.
Yeah, to combat their environment.
Okay, so you have a ground and a fire Pokemon that is in a Hawaiian-esque place where it's really hot, and they decide, you know what, I want to be ice type. And
you don't know there's an ice place on Aloha?
Well,
Alola?
there is a section of the map that looks
Has
like
snow.
yeah,
so why doesn't it just go and live in the hot part? For the record, I don't like this. Especially if they count as a Sandshrew. Like, whether I were to get
definitely a Sandshrew.
The Alolan Sandshrew or regular Sandshrew, if it's going to occupy the same spot in my Pokédex.
Hang on. That assumes that you can even capture these Alolan versions of Gen 1.
There was an interview somewhere that mentioned that you cannot get... all right, so Sandshrew.
Yeah.
In Sun and Moon,
right.
You can't get an original Sandshrew unless you trade it in.
See, now, this is what I was curious on. I'm wondering, because we've seen so many of these Gen 1s come in as Alolan versions, and we also know that Gen 1, the digital versions that they put out for 3DS, that's those versions of Gen 1s are the only ones that will be able to transfer into Sun and Moon. None of the other Gen 2, Gen 3, none of those other ones will be able to transfer into Sun and Moon. My question is, are you going to have to trade these motherfuckers from Gen 1 into Sun and Moon and then put an item on them? Or trade them with an item?
I assume if you find Sandshrew in Sun and Moon, it's going to be the Alolan version.
I don't think you're going to be able to find an Alolan Sandshrew. I think to get an Alolan Sandshrew, you're going to have to get a Sandshrew in Gen 1, trade it to Sun and Moon, and then give it an item and probably trade it to someone else. I mean, think about it. Like, they put the requirements for some of these evolutions really high. You've got to know somebody who has another version. Alakazam. Alakazam's a great example of that. You trade a Kadabra to somebody else, it becomes an Alakazam, right? So I sort of feel like with the why make the original 151 transferable but also capturable in Sun and Moon? Put a whole new generation in that you can transfer into Sun and Moon, or that you can capture in Sun and Moon, and then make the Gen 1s, give them a reason to transfer over. other than just seeing your Gen 1.
Now, when you said only Gen 1 can transfer, so you're saying all the Pokemon that I have like on my X and Y can't be transferred in?
I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
I was going to say. I was going to say.
well,
feel
but
like,
only X and Y. It doesn't. It only goes back so far.
No, yeah, right, yes.
And I think Ruby and Sapphire also apply to that as well.
Right, yes, because that's what I did. I actually started as far back as I could and then played through each game and transferred them all forward.
Right.
I'd actually bought a link cable and borrowed a friend's Game Boy Advance.
Holy shit.
So that I could do the
Do you
trading.
still have that link cable?
I do.
Holy Christ.
Yeah.
Wow. I may have to.
Good job, nerd.
Yeah. There was one day I was just like, you know what?
You're gonna have to. You may have to.
Midlife crisis. This is what I want to do. I'm going to realize my childhood dream
I need them all.
of actually catching them all.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, now I know who to trade my Kadabra to be able to get it back. Because I know you
keeps it.
Well, because I know you have what?
Team Rocket.
Do you have Soul Silver or Heart Gold?
I think I have silver.
Silver? Fuck, I've got silver too. But I mean, that doesn't matter. Only just for the
because he didn't play his Ruby remake, so I actually took his game and played through it to the point where I could get all of the legendaries that were specific to that, and traded them to myself and gave him the game back.
I burned out on.
I played it.
I burned out on Ruby. I burned out on it hard.
I cannot play Gen 3.
Dude, I hate those Pokemon. I hate Gen 2. I'm in. I'm sold. I actually am enjoying that immensely. Gen 3 I cannot give a fuck about. I need to pull. Maybe Gen 3 doesn't pull enough from the older Pokedexes and put them in. There's just too much new dumb shit for me to be like, ugh.
But the amount of legendaries that you can get in there is ridiculous.
Yeah, but that to me that makes it worse. That makes it worse. I want it was better. Like the 3 legendary birds, Mew and Mewtwo. I could wrap my head around that. Every other and Ho-Oh and
I feel like
Lugia. I could understand that as well.
I feel like each generation needs a trio.
Yeah.
A special one like Mewtwo,
right,
and then an event one.
But you also had the
event or the cover legendaries.
But the cover legendary, right? But you also had in Gen 2 you had those Eevee dogs that whatever they were.
The dogs. I felt like that was like the trio.
That's the trio.
Yeah,
sure.
That's the trio.
That was the birds of that generation,
right?
Which is fine,
right? And then
where
you
it
had
got crazy for me, and I think it was in Gen 3 with the Gigases.
The golems. The golems.
Yeah, so it was like the
was
Gigases,
that 3 or 4?
The golems.
It's 3.
Then you had the 2 bird. Like there was just so many of them.
Yeah.
There's
Gen
so
3 is
many
when it started reaching critical mass.
All right. All right, so let's take a look at some of these. We've got Alolan, Sandshrew, and Sandslash. I'm actually Sandslash was one of the ones that I was genuinely into growing up. I really liked Sandslash.
I thought he was cool. I think this one's cool. I don't like Sandshrew because the way that the thing is around his head, it looks like he's wearing a puffy coat. Yeah.
He's got a coat.
What?
It does seem a little bit, I don't know. I
actually do you prefer just a color change, or do you prefer when they actually like add something else to it as well?
They gotta add something to it,
because just color changes are so dumb.
Yeah, but they didn't really do anything with Vulpix here. I mean, they got
turned her tail from 9 how many tails she had just into like a cloud.
Into just a cloud, yeah.
It's a fluff.
Same thing with the Alolan Ninetales. Yep. I'm not a fan of those. I
think they look cool.
I like
I
like the type. It's interesting. It's ice and fairy. I mean, they changed their type, but aside from that, it's. I feel like all the shit. This could have been all new Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, see, my thing is those 2 were already really cool to me to begin with. So unless
but their Gen 1s are cooler though.
Unless they're really badass, you're just gonna look at that and be like, eh. Okay.
All right, let's talk about Alolan Exeggutor.
Yeah. Did anybody see that comic with the 3 leaders where like the red one is all like, Alolan, his new form would be very good in combat, blah 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 blah. Blanche was all like, I didn't realize that Exeggutor could have another. That's very real sciencey. And then Spark is climbing up. He's like, I'm gonna touch one of its heads.
This I think this has sparked the most reaction from everyone.
Meme of the month.
Really?
Yeah.
It really is. Why do you think that? What drove this decision? And
it looks like a palm tree.
Let me. It's interesting because I've been kind of watching some Pokemon theory videos on YouTube, and what's interesting is that if you pay attention to the Dex entries for Exeggutor, it seems like there is a lot pointing to the fact that this was actually the intention all along. Like, this was its intended evolution form for a long time. And that we're now just seeing it. Yeah. Going all the way back to the manga. There have been images
he's always
back.
Looked like a palm tree.
There are images going back to the manga. Well, and if you read the Dex entry, it says something to the effect of, this Executor isn't healthy, which is why it looks the way it does.
Maybe back in primal times or primitive times, they were bigger, and as civilization has been enslaving them, it stunted their growth.
Because it's not in like the tropical land where it gets like lots of sunlight and nutrients. It's actually growth is stunted, so that's why it's all short and whatever compared to this one.
Yeah, if it's being raised in Kanto, yeah.
Executor originally came from the tropics. Its
There you go.
heads steadily grow larger from exposure to sunlight. It is said that when the heads fall off, they group together to form an execute.
Yeah. Originally much larger. Yeah.
Okay, well, why is it a dragon?
Okay, that I can't explain,
that's
and that's the
stupid.
fucking dumbest shit.
Dragon tail.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's stupid.
Dumb. This Alolan Meowth, who seems way more chill.
He's a
Damn,
cool dude.
Looks super prissy.
I wish he looked more different. Because he's just
doesn't really
just a darker Meowth.
He looks like
he's got a lot more sass.
Yeah, but he can have more sass and
be different.
Have like a different coin on his head or something.
Look, this is just Black Meowth. It's Meowth. He's chill. He's a chill Meowth. He's like, I don't give a fuck about nothing. That's his thing. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Put a blunt in his mouth.
That's the bottom line.
There you go. Am I wrong? If they didn't change his color, I'd probably look like an asshole right now.
Yeah.
But no, that's what they did.
At the same time, I feel like because these are they're supposed to be the same Pokemon, but they just evolved a little differently. So
Yeah.
I think that you don't want to change them too much.
That's true.
I guess.
Yeah, but they need more.
Alakazam's the worst that I've seen so far.
Alolan Marowak. That
is just a color change, and now
It's got
the bone,
fire-
the
a fire
bone is
bone.
on fire.
That's okay.
That's really, and he's a fire ghost.
That's pretty cool though.
Alolan Raichu.
Electric psychic, and he surfs on his tail.
And he surfs on it, which is a nice throwback to the amount of surfing mini games that Pikachu has been a part of. Yeah. I mean, it's out there. Like the anime even had a reference to it. Dude, there's
you could get a surfing Pikachu bonus in Pokemon Snap.
And in Yellow? Was it Yellow? It was Yellow. It was the mini game in Yellow.
Yeah, there's a mini game.
Yeah. So I thought that was a nice little reference.
I feel like he's actually been sort of changed enough. Raichu? Yeah, he doesn't feel like he's just a color swap.
I agree. That was this pretty significant change, and I actually really genuinely like that. It's a pretty cool design, with the floating on the tail. That's cool. I dig it. So yeah, I mean, what do you guys think?
Is that all the Alolan forms?
That's all the Alolan forms that we've seen.
Is the Alakazam one not official?
That's fake.
Oh, okay, that makes me feel a lot better.
What was the Alakazam one?
He was recolored, and then he had a nunchuck because he was a fighting type now. And I'm like, you stupid.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I feel like its Mega Evolution with the gigantic beard was kind of silly.
Yeah, but still, nunchucks.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Sword chuck, spoon chucks,
spoon chucks.
Oh my gosh. All right, so
there's actually not that many Alolan forms.
No, not of Gen 1. We haven't heard that many. I think that there's going to be more. And I think I definitely think that if we get the full 151 in Alolan versions, that you're going to have to transfer them.
No, you're going to be able to catch them. It's been confirmed. I don't have a source or anything, but you can catch the Alolan versions.
Sorcerer.
I was going to say, I feel like that's what I read too. What I know for certain is it said if you want the original 150, you have to transfer them. You will not find them in the wild.
You can't find a Sandshrew. You can only find Ice Shrew.
Interesting.
Sleet Shrew.
So let's look at the Pokemon for Sun and Moon that they've put out there, starting with the three starters. We've got Rowlet, Litten, and Poplio.
I'm going to name Poplio Pops.
Have they still not released any of their evolutions?
There's been leaks, and
have they been confirmed?
None of them have been confirmed.
Not confirmed, but it's highly likely.
Yeah. I'm not into them. I'm not.
No, honestly, I'm not really.
I honestly haven't been into
too much like Hoot Hoot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's got a bow tie.
Rowlet might as well be what was the fire cat from the X and Y?
Fuck.
Lion-O or something?
You mean Litten? You said Rowlet.
Oh yeah, sorry, Litten.
Litten.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, Poplio is basically Seal, just a cartoonier Seal.
Yeah.
But he's blue and a clown.
I just not into it.
Yeah, I'm not into this next one either.
The Rockruff.
He's a rock type.
But again, like, look, I understand that sometimes you have to repeat certain kinds or certain types. Like, I mean, we have Pidgeotto, we have Pidgey, we have Spearow,
right.
We have...
You need a shitty flying type.
Yeah, all right? Like I get that, but I still feel like there should be a little bit more variation between them. Like, I mean, look, Squirtle's basically just a turtle, and Charmander is a lizard, but there's still something about them that seems a little bit more unique. Even Piplup,
I know what it is.
Who was just a penguin. Like, there's just something about them seem more unique.
Nostalgia.
Well, how do you explain Piplup then?
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil was a good one.
Cyndaquil was good. I didn't mind Totodile and all of its evolutions either.
Yep.
That was pretty okay.
I didn't like the pig.
No.
You didn't like Pignite?
No, like Pignite's fine, but as his starter, like sometimes you look at them and it's just like you couldn't have found a way to make that a little bit more unique.
Look at Abra. I mean, I think Abra in all of its forms, Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam, probably one of the most interesting visual designs for a Pokemon that I could think of.
I think they also do really well with a lot of the three-step dragon types, like the one that's usually the Dragonite, like the Hydra one.
Sure, yeah.
Or Hydreigon.
Hydreigon.
Yeah, whatever he was, they do really good with that one. The
Garchomp?
Yep, the blue shark one. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like those,
Salamence?
Salamence, that's another cool one. Like the three-step dragon one is always really cool.
Tyranitar?
Well, in the original 151, I felt like there was maybe 50 out of them that I just openly was like, ugh.
Yeah.
That I didn't like. And with these, I'm like scrounging for one or two that I'm into.
Right, because like the way that I look at it is Pokemon are essentially just animals, okay?
Yeah.
Like there's tons of different types of birds. That's why I'm okay with tons of different bird Pokemon.
And keys.
But sometimes they just look like just straight up like it's just been a skin change or something.
Yeah.
Like a Lillipup. Lillipup and that one right there, same fucking thing.
Rockruff?
Yes. Lillipup and Rockruff, same thing.
Yeah, I could see that. We basically just got a koala.
Yeah. Okay, see, that bird seems kind of newish. Like, I'm okay with that bird Pokemon.
Yeah, the Pickpeck?
Yep.
Yeah, it's
looks
based
like
off
a Pokemon?
Well, it looks it's based off of a woodpecker, looks like. But yeah, I'm totally okay with that.
What's this, Trump Chop?
The Young Goose and Gumshoes. What a fascinating design for that one.
That's fine. That seems unique. I mean, obviously, it's like
it's different at least.
It's in like the Bidoof / whatever the squirrel thing was.
Yeah.
Rattata. Oh, Sentret?
Yeah, I hate
that
Sentret.
stupid thing. That thing was the worst.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Down here we've got Grubbin and Charjabug.
No.
Terrible.
Yeah, those are pretty bad.
Those are terrible.
I mean,
Grubbin, I could see evolving into something cool.
Yeah, he's okay, but that Charge Bus?
Yeah.
and look,
it's a cube.
And look, there's actually been good observation. There's been some cool bug ones. Vavilion or whatever it was from one of the previous ones. I actually thought was pretty cool as far as like the butterfly ones.
Dude, you have so much to work with like cool bugs.
Yes. Man. How'd you mess this up? Have we had a scorpion one yet?
It's a railgun. Look at it.
What?
The Vikavolt? That's what he
evolves. Wait, that is
form?
What it... Okay,
okay,
all right.
I can get behind Charge Bolt now because that's like the Metapod Kakuna form.
That's the...
I was actually going to say Vikavolt looks very cool.
That's fine.
I'm pretty into that. That's
Charjabug isn't supposed to look cool. Drampa!
That's the guy from the Neverending Story. That's Falcor.
Puff the Magic Dragon.
That's Falcor.
He's Grandpa Dragon.
He looks like...
I feel like he should be a legendary.
He looks like he has all the drugs. You know what I mean?
And Alzheimer's. Because he doesn't realize he's taking these drugs.
Right.
Get rid of this next one. Like, that's so
Oh, my God.
That's the Kali fish.
David Bowie has been reborn as a Pokemon.
It's horrible.
It really is.
It's awful. Bruxish.
And it's one of those stupid... What is it with fish Pokemon not having evolutions? They're either...
Did it say that it doesn't have an evolution?
Where is it?
Well, I mean,
it hasn't been released.
I feel like they're doing it.
I feel like.
I guess you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Wait, does Grubbin evolve into Chargebug and then?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. I did not put it together that was a full evolution line right there.
I feel like when it comes to fish Pokemon, they are just so unimaginative. They're just fish.
Right.
And even when they evolve, Golding into Sea King. It's
another
job.
fish.
It's just more fish.
Yeah.
Fish are dumb.
Fish are so dumb.
I think Goldeen was the first thing that I stopped catching. No, I take that back. For Pokemon Go, it was Zubat. I'll stare at you. I don't give a fuck.
Mostly because he's a tiny hitbox and he moves all around.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
That's the only reason.
They're obnoxious to catch. Plus, Golbats pop around here often enough where it doesn't matter.
This bug Pokemon, I'm cool with it.
Cutie Fly?
He's a cutie. He's a cute.
It's not bad. It's not terrible, and that at least seems like a Pokemon.
Yeah. Is anyone else getting super sick of the cute Pikachu clones?
Pikachu line?
I mean, it's been happening ever since.
I know, but
it's been happening ever since Meryl was called Pika Blue.
Okay, but at least Meryl is enough of a difference, Like it's a completely different type.
Except people called it Pika Blue
forever.
I guess.
Even after the game was
What were those two in Generation... I think it was
Plusle and Minoon?
Oh, those were stupid, but Pachi something... was
Pachirisu?
Yeah, Pachirisu.
He took out a Garchomp, man. Okay,
yeah,
but the thing with this guy, you can't tell from the picture, but those little triangles on its back, flip out they get quilly.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
All right, that's okay.
So he gets kind of interesting.
I'm kind of curious if he'll have an evolution, but yeah,
they usually don't.
No,
cutesy.
This guy,
he's the one that's gonna go to all of the beauties or the cute little thing. The trainers that just always
young
have
lass.
cute things. Yeah, there you go, young lass. Yep.
What about Salandit?
This thing's cool.
I think he looks badass.
He looks
He's
pretty
so
good.
happy.
He
looks poison everybody.
Yeah.
He looks a little Down syndrome-y to me.
But he's happy about it.
But I could see his evolution being really bad.
I think his evolution's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And what's his typing there? It's poison fire.
Yep.
All right, that's
and
pretty
he's
good.
got an ability.
Really?
He can poison anything.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I thought he'd be like a dark type.
All right, so it looks like
these things are awful.
I guess beware the
pedo bear.
Yeah.
Look, the top one, the first one for a first evolutionary form seems okay to me.
Not bad.
But then the second one, that's just terrible. It looks like you got an Ursa ring and put a mascot head on him.
I'm gonna play with your genitals.
That's just bad.
Yeah.
And everyone's favorite. This one's actually
dead Pikachu. This is funny. I think this is hysterical.
And what I like about this one, and what I wish they could capture in every Pokemon, but obviously that's pipe dreams,
right?
Is that just looking at him and knowing his background gives this Pokemon a ton of character already.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's hilarious. I definitely.
What's his name?
Mimikyu.
He might be one of my favorite Pokemon of this gen.
He's a ghost fairy.
And I didn't notice this, but his face is drawn on. Yeah. That's so funny. Oh my God.
Is his tail fake?
It looks like a piece of wood.
Yeah, I think his tail is fake.
Oh my God.
He just wants to be loved.
It's hilarious.
He's like a poor man's Ditto.
Exactly.
That's great.
Yes, the amount.
Do you know his story?
No, I don't. I don't know any of these.
Read the little.
It's so small.
Mimikyu lives its life completely covered by its cloth and is always hidden. People believe that anyone who sees its truth form beneath its cloth will be stricken with a mysterious illness. People in the Alola region are convinced that you must never try to peek beneath its covering. Mimikyu's health fails when it's bathed in the rays of the sun, so it prefers to stick to dark places. It's rumored that the reason it covers itself with the cloth is to avoid sunlight. The rising popularity of Pikachu-styled merchandise around 20 years ago is the reason Mimikyu makes itself look like Pikachu. In fact, this Pokemon is dreadfully lonely, and it thought it would be able to make friends with humans if only it looked like Pikachu.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Isn't it heartbreaking?
That is so.
In fact,
that's I mean,
there's a comic that I saw that's so great, where like all these kids are coming and picking up these Pikachus, and they leave this one, and it looks so sad. And as it's like walking off, it comes into another Pikachu that has the Ditto eyes, and then it turns into a Ditto, and then like they become best friends.
I like that. That's probably my favorite.
What is this? Because from my angle, it looks like a dead bird.
Wimpod.
What is that?
It looks like a water bug.
What are those?
That's okay. I mean, I guess
it's like one of those lobster fish or something.
I don't know.
If that's like a sort of fishy type, that's an okay design for
a water
fish.
bug.
It's a water bug.
That's fine. I can deal with that. This next one's stupid.
Oh my God, these two are so dumb.
All right, I didn't see the second form. But
no, these are two different Pokemon.
Oh, are they? Okay, well, still. The first one, it's just your Hoppip, Skiploom, Oddish. Gloom.
Yeah.
It's a plant.
Yeah, it's dumb.
And it's got a diaper on it, which makes it really uncomfortable.
Son of a bitch.
It's not a diaper. Well, I guess
that's a diaper. That looks like a diaper.
That's what the actual fruit looks like.
Okay,
that's a diaper.
But because the legs are the same color as the body, it's a diaper.
It's a diaper.
And it ruins it even more for me.
Sure does.
Okay, well,
sure does.
That's how the actual fruit.
What is this next thing? Is it like a ghost type? Is something inhabiting it?
No, it's
a fairy.
It's literally a lay.
Okay, see now,
it's to go along with Klefki.
I was about to be okay with it depending on the background behind it. Because take Rotom, for example. He's a ghost electric, and what he inhabits or possesses determines like his type.
Yeah.
So he might be a fan, or he might be
a washing machine.
A washing machine.
An oven.
And that's fine. There's nothing weird about that.
Right.
But if this thing is just born as a lay, that's stupid.
Do you remember Klefki? It's got keys.
Klefki was fine though, because that was just like imagine if the keys weren't there and it was just like this weird like ring steel thing, and like I feel like it just collects keys. The keys aren't actually part of its body.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
And I'm okay with that.
We've got Mudbray and Mudsdale, which these are okay. I think
they're not bad.
They're not bad. I mean, have we seen many horse Pokemon
since Ponyta and Rapidash?
I feel like those are the only ones that I could think of.
Zebra.
So stupid.
What's wrong with the zebra?
I didn't like it. Was just a zebra.
Striker?
It was just a zebra.
He had a lightning bolt on his
head. It was
head.
just a zebra.
Mudbray being ground. Both of them being ground.
Ground, yeah.
Yeah.
Mudsdale is like the heaviest Pokemon.
Is that right?
2,028 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
How much does Snorlax weigh?
Less than that. This weighs more than Groudon.
Wow. We've got what is that? Minor? Is that what it is?
Minior?
What type is it?
It is rock flying.
That looks kind of cool, I guess.
It's a meteor, and when you hit it, it turns into like an alien.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, it's that's apparently its innards. That's what's inside the
and
shell.
those can be different colors.
Yeah. Fomantis.
I assume that it's
Lorantis.
Those are okay.
They're all right.
It's a plant that looks like a bug.
Yeah, but I mean, like in terms, dude, you put that up against Scyther and Scissor, like there's just or Scyther or whatever.
Yeah, but Scyther was always such a badass.
Scyther was a badass. I mean, I'm right there with you.
Okay,
I loved Scyther.
I mean, come on, like maybe it'll grow on us because I think that like Gardevoir is pretty cool.
Okay, maybe.
And I feel like that kind of takes up the same slot.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, we've got the birds here.
I really like these birds.
Do you really?
Are these all the same
Honestly,
Pokemon?
I mean, this.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's
Just
supposed to be
different.
like Eevee, right? Like,
Kind of,
think about it. Think about it like Eevee.
Oh, okay, so the red one evolves into those three?
No.
It's each of these Pokemon are the same one, but they're all on different islands.
Yeah.
So there's a ballet style is the fire one. It's on a different island compared to Pom Pom style, which is electric flying.
Okay, they still take up the same
Yes.
Pokédex
It's
slot,
just like
though.
a different form.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Based on where they live.
I'm not into it.
The red one looks... No, it doesn't. They all look dumb.
Yeah. No. All of them.
I see a cheerleader, a
them
salsa
animated, they're really
dancer,
fun.
a maid, and I don't know what that
A hula dancer. It's a hula dancer.
Oh, yeah, hula dancer.
Maid.
Maid. Okay.
They all dance.
All right. Here's the thing is, we needed
We need a sandcast.
we needed
We're going
like
to
a
Hawaii.
another chandelier.
Hold on now.
Another
Hold on
fucking
now.
ice cream cone.
I'm actually... Ice cream cone is stupid.
I love
I'm
ice
actually
cream cone.
okay with this because it's essentially Muck or Grimer, but it just takes on the shape of a sandcastle.
Yeah.
It's a ghost
So-
ground.
So
It's a ghost. Ooh.
So there was a kid that died on the beach and possessed the sand, and now builds himself into a sandcastle, hoping people will play with him.
All right. We get it. Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's move on. Wishy-washy. And
These the same one again? I like the bottom one.
They all come together to form this bottom one. You see that they're all little fishes that have come together.
You know how tiny fish will become like a school of fish to try to scare away predators?
So it's Remora?
No, what? No.
One of the early FF summons was just a school of fish. Remora? Yeah.
I thought you were... Okay.
I don't remember that.
You're right. There actually was a Pokemon called Remora.
Yeah, okay.
That was a fish Pokemon.
Okay, all right. What is this? It's basically a sea cucumber.
It looks dumb.
It vomits.
Yeah, it attacks with its innards.
Wait, are those little eyes and like that asterisk is its mouth?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a butt mouth.
It's kind of cute.
Pyukumuku.
It's kind of cute.
It vomits.
Yeah. You got a
mushroom?
Morello?
I could see that evolving into something cool.
I don't know. It depends.
It's just another fungus Pokemon. I never...
Right, it's like Parasect, you know? Like
I think it's a little bit more unique than Paris or Parasect.
You think?
Just a bug. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And then now we get down to what are apparently the Alola Guardian deity Pokemon.
The legendaries.
This would be the trio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tapu Koko. The first one, the electric.
What is it?
Electric fairy type. I can't really tell.
It's a land spirit.
Is it like a mask?
No, like so those big things on the sides, it
Yeah.
like brings it together to be like kind of like a shield or like a mask.
Okay.
And then that thing in the middle, it looks kind of like a bird with like really big.
It has a face, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so it's kind of like it kind of reminds me of like a tiki mask.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I see.
All right. Yeah, I'm cool with that. That's fine.
So we've also got a couple of legendaries down here as well.
Cool looking tiger guy.
Yeah.
Totally naming that the Tiger Zord.
Sun and Moon, of course, obviously tying into the title there, and Lunala, which I'm not into these. Like I'm not into these at all.
I don't mind them. I think they look cool, but how many times have we had like a giant cat thing?
Right. Exactly. I feel like this is well-treaded territory.
What's the second one?
The Lunala.
It looks like a bat.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a very complicated bat.
I actually don't mind him.
I'm not into it. I feel like these are overly complicated for Pokemon.
But they're legendary.
Yeah, but
can you think of like the last legendaries we had, like in Diamond and Pearl?
No, I
Palkia and whatever the fuck.
I don't know what those
that's
are.
what I'm sick of is just giant like beastly mammoth things.
Well, yeah, no. So I mean, I agree. I sort of feel like Mew and Mewtwo were always the pinnacle of the legendaries. Like they were always that was always so unique and inventive to me, especially because you could get Mewtwo, but you could never get Mew.
Okay.
You know?
Here's I think something. All right, I see where you're coming from. I think nowadays legendaries are too beefy. Because thinking back, my favorite legendaries were actually like the Lake Trio. I thought was really cool. I think I like the smaller, simpler ones like
The
Mew.
Lake Trio?
I forget what
It's
they're
like
called.
Uxie.
Ooks. Yeah, the ones that you find them in a cave.
Spirit.
And they like.
You'd probably they were fourth
generation was that?
Was that?
They were essentially
No,
like
fifth.
Celebi
Fifth gen,
clones.
Okay.
You know, so
Yeah.
yeah, I actually like the smaller, sort of innocuous, sort of little simple ones like Mew and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
well,
and you're right. Nowadays,
And Mew
it's-
was so unassuming too, and I think that really kind of played into like it's the sense of its mythical power.
Yeah, and now you're right. Everything's just like beastly. I mean, I
Right.
still think they look cool, but
There was, and I brought this up on Limit Break Radio, but just in case anyone didn't tune in for that, there's this really great point that somebody had made that the reason that there are still rumors that circulate to this day about Red and Blue and some of the different things that you can unlock or different ways to get Mew or Meryl or whatever, the reason that those persisted for so long is because we had things like Mew and Missing No that were, there was never really clarity that was given by Game Freak on those, and it was the early days of the internet, and you would hear rumors like that, and then here are two rumors that end up being true, and it blows your mind as a kid, and it opens up the possibilities for what else could potentially be true in these rumors that you heard either on a website or on the playground or whatever.
You really, really have to give it to him. I don't know the person who, like, what entity would make the official, like, decision on if they were to, like, bring a Mew back or not. You know, if it's Nintendo, Game Freak, the Pokemon Company, whatever it would be, right? But when it comes to maintaining your digital exclusivity, whoever it is in Pokemon that makes that decision, they're really on top of it. Because, like, if this was Square Enix, you could get Mew out of the cash shop.
And that's, and that's exactly it, is that they never wavered from this. I mean, in all of the generation re-releases, it's not like they gave you an easy way to go get Mew. I mean, even down
only
to
offered 3 times, and the last time was back in, like, 2005 or something like that.
It's been a long fucking time. A lot of people have them because, of course, you can hack them in and stuff like that, but
it's not real.
It's
and
not
now they
real.
have ways of telling that.
Yeah.
It'll corrupt your whole game.
Absolutely.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
But you need the Master Balls.
But look, look,
Infinite.
Look, straight up. If you're gonna do a lion Pokemon, I don't need it to look like it's been doing squats for 600 years. Like, I don't. It doesn't also. It doesn't also need to be like beefed out like it's been doing roids for you know.
But he's strong.
I'm sorry. I think the reason I love it so much is that's straight up. That's the Tiger Zord.
Okay, all right, it is. It is. And then down in Mythical, you've got what is it, Magarana?
That looks like it's a reskin of something. What does that look like?
It looks like Clink Clank, the gear Pokemon.
No, like the way that it has like the weird sort of dress thing going on.
Vespa Queen?
Maybe. It looks like they just mashed a few of them together. I mean, she's fine, but I'm not hot on it.
I mean, I've heard a couple of things about this. First of all, that it was made by humans. Like, this is a man-made Pokemon. But that it was made by the same people who made Pokeballs originally. Right. And that this was an early experiment towards Pokeballs that became sentient or something to that effect.
See, I think that's cool.
Yeah.
That makes this cooler because I actually prefer that they have unique stories behind legendaries, like how Mewtwo, was this experiment
that came out of Mew. Yeah,
right,
I loved
like,
that.
That kind of stuff
loved
is
that.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I'm still okay with having a trio per area that's like sort of covers the area's lore.
Sure.
But when they're just like, new legendary,
yeah,
this one commands time and space,
right?
Just like this one did,
right? And it sort of dilutes the pool because I was trying to get some clarity on that because what's the god Pokemon? Arceus, yeah.
Which I saw a level 1, what's the painter? Smeargle?
Yeah.
I saw a level 1 Smeargle defeat a level 100 Arceus.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, I was never clear on, okay, so what is the progenitor of Pokemon life? Is it Arceus as the god Pokemon, or is it Mew as
the first one?
The first one, yeah, right.
Or is it Bulbasaur because he is number 1?
Well, or was it Rhydon or Rhyhorn because he was literally the first one that was made?
Well, okay, let me ask you guys this, and this will bring the discussion and the episode to a close because we've run this motherfucker long. It all comes together in Sun and Moon. That's been the big selling tagline for Pokemon Sun and Moon. It all comes together in Sun and Moon. What do you guys think is actually going to happen here? Do you think that they're going to meaningfully be able to tie all of these generations together? Or do you think that that's a throwaway promo line that people are putting way too much?
I think people are putting way too much weight into it.
You think?
I think I saw the same YouTube that you were.
It's god, dude! It's like 48 minutes.
Yes,
it's insanely long. The guy in it is
so entertaining.
Oh, it's so He really tried. He really tried to make it entertaining. It is very entertaining, but at the 40-minute mark, I was just going, okay, I fucking get it. I get it. So, I'm kind of curious.
I think what it is, because I read that this is going to be the first one where we don't adventure around in battle gyms for badges.
Yeah.
Right. The whole point is actually to go around and make your own gym, right? So I think that it all comes together as this idea that your character or the story is the idea that you're trying to build something yourself,
right?
And so at the end of it, it's all going to come together and people have to come to you to challenge you and stuff like that.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it would be kind of cool if they were able to meaningfully tie all of the regions together.
That would be cool.
You know,
How would
that
you do
these
that,
games have
though?
been. I don't know. That's the thing. I have no idea how they would be able to do that and do it in a way that seems
What's your first idea?
satisfactory. I don't know.
I hope they do another This Is How the Universe Was Created using the Sun and the Moon Pokemon because they precede each other. And it's an endless cycle.
I think they need to pull a Gen 2 and just make it so you can go to every single region in one game.
That was
to tie them all
I'm sorry,
together.
but that was such a great aspect to Gen 2 to be
When
able to
I
go back to
found out that
Kanto,
you
though.
could do that, that blew my mind. I'm like, what?
It's amazing, and
I
you
get
can
to control
catch
all of them in a single game?
I didn't know
crazy.
that until I actually did that. I was like,
Really?
yeah.
Wow.
I was blown away.
Let me. So this.
So that set the expectation. So
Yeah.
in 3rd gen, I'm going to be able to go to the.
No, don't.
No.
You just curve that expectation right there.
I think that's probably what soured me on Gen 3.
You think?
I think it might have.
Oh wow. Well, there we go.
You figured out the mystery.
We were able to pin it down. I'm actually gonna hijack another theory that I saw on a different YouTube video. That if you take the first initials of all of your rival teams, you know, Rocket, Magma, all of them. If you put all of them together, they spell out Gramps. And who is referred to as Gramps in this series?
Smell you later.
Smell you later.
Professor Oak.
It's all Professor Oak. Professor Oak is behind all of it. He's
And he's the only one you could never battle.
he was the one behind Giovanni. He was the one behind all of it. All of them.
So you think that like the final person in Sun and Moon?
It's gonna be Professor.
It's gonna be
Oak.
Professor Oak.
Absolutely.
And he's going to be trying to
Or
take over the
what
world.
if it's a grown up Gary? Gary Oak.
I really want the final battle to be against Professor Oak, and he's summoning executors with his face on it.
Better yet. The game leads you to believe it's Professor Oak.
Okay.
Like once you they make the reveal somewhere, like, oh, it's Professor Oak, and everyone's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then when we finally get there, like, you know, we're trying to find him and be led all over this place.
It's a ditto.
And then we get led to a place where there's a tombstone. Professor Oak's tombstone. Everyone's like, what? Wait, this can't be right.
Okay.
And then the villain finally reveals themselves,
Yeah.
and it's a grown-up Gary Oak who happens to be a professor. So they're not wrong.
Professor
It was
Oak.
Professor
Was
Oak
Professor
the whole
Oak.
time, and it was Gary.
Or they could do that exact same thing, and Team Rocket comes in at the end with the balloon, and it's Jesse and James.
And they do that, but then at the end of it, he takes off his head mask, and it's actually Eobard Thong.
I don't know who that is or why that would matter, but okay.
It's a flash joke.
It's Professor Wells.
Okay.
Flashpoint. Pokey Point.
All right.
Reset the timeline.
Guys,
Set the timeline.
Guys, we have been talking about Pokemon for way longer than we normally talk.
Pokemon is love. Pokemon is life.
We have been talking about this for far too long, and
Can we go back to Metal Gear?
It is time to wrap it up. Do you really want to? We could. I could talk about Metal Gear for
What do you
weeks.
envision Metal Gear Go would be like?
Oh my god. We don't even have the time to get into this. Guys, we got to wrap it up here. I want to thank you for joining us here live at twitch.tv/Final Encountercast. If you have just joined us for the first time for this episode, head on over to finalencountercast.com where you can find a full archive of our show. We do the show each and every single week by the generosity of you, our listeners. Currently, our patron page is sitting at 186 active patrons with $2,053 coming in every month to help support LBR and the podcasts that we make, including Final Encountercast. If you enjoy the product and you want to make it better, this is a group effort. Guys, head on over to patreon.com/Limit Break Radio and give whatever is comfortable for your budget. We've got a whole bunch of stuff over there. It's currently all Limit Break Radio themed products, but we'll have some Final Encountercast stuff there.
I'm working on something
soon to come. And
It's his penis.
we're also we've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. We've been working on something big on the back end. We have I don't want to say too much, but the ink is drying on an agreement that we have made.
It's also a penis.
It's not a penis. But we're going to be making some new stuff here And I think currently our goal is by October we should be rolling some of that out. So guys, be excited. Look forward to that. We'll have, of course, more information about that out at our 10-year anniversary at FanFest. That's going out at the FF14 FanFest, as well as more information at this year's Alamo City Comic-Con in San Antonio, Texas. So guys, if you want more information about that, AlamoCityComicCon.com. Join us and get excited because we've got some big announcements here coming in the future. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this extra long episode for Pokemon Go and Pokemon Sun and Moon. Guys, I want to thank you again for joining us live here at twitch.tv/Final Encountercast. I want to thank my crew, Kooky Persona, who's been manning the phone lines or womaning the phone lines, whichever you prefer.
Femaling the phone lines.
We did not have any callers today, but line up for next time, guys. We'll try to take your calls live on the air at Final Encountercast. Thank you to Len, our intern. He's coming up next with the LBR post show. That's over at twitch.tv/Limit Break Radio. And of course, I want to thank Robbie and Chris. I'm Nate. Have a good one. Final Encountercast is a production of FinalEncountercast.com, Limit Break Radio, and Bender Media Productions. Today's episode was produced by Nate Bender, Callie Sloan, and Robbie Landis. This show is made possible by the generous Patreon donors of the podcast Limit Break Radio. Opening music provided by Keyboard Kid. More info and music can be found at keyboardkid206.bandcamp.com. Closing music provided by Sobsy. For more info, visit sobsy.bandcamp.com. For links to articles mentioned on this show, visit our live blog at finalencountercast.com. Final Encountercast and its hosts are solely responsible for its content.